within on your palm, on your phone, on any device, you can apply. No human elements. Enti kataseshe proyebi ni menya fe na wokwa kutua adamudi ama obi bribe ama obi ansane aye license ama e make sure that then aye no bibia mu da ho fine pere yo ye adwuma yi mu bi anim enti eboa e ma stakeholders no so nya mu gidie eboa yeah license reforms na sana ye license reforms kwa na e was a good board afi ni ate adwuma fofo na hwe adwuma o man na di ahye yensa a juma kese ye mehwe good to so nyina wo Ghana oversee, monitor, regulate, undertake the buying, the selling, the assaying, the export, the refining of gold and other precious minerals. But also Jumayukua Gold Board it take over from PMMC now. It was just a limited liability company. We're just about 100 workers, a little over 100 workers.
They were not doing all the things you mentioned.
No. Because PMMC now onye the sole buyer of gold, onye the sole licensor of licensees who buy gold.
Yes.
What you say? PMMC didn't have any export function. PMMC didn't have any trading function. PMMC non to gold over kwama no nenkoton. PMMC non onye the sole exporter of small scale gold because there were other private people competing with PMMC.
To buy gold from the small scale sector.
And the sector at the time was made up of individuals. Ghana for, India for, and China for any other foreigners. But the number of foreigners no wisi kenti romona na ewa ho de romona need me to gold nipa. Inti gold no need to know abrofo and ajiafa. Ne ton so abrofo and ajiafa.
And abrofo PMMC so na the price are obeto gold no. It was purely determined by the market.
Now PMMC need to me be obeti no force say to good at this price. So PMMC didn't have any value addition mandate, for example. But Gold Board was a power nina export mandate, trading of gold, price regulation, and all that value addition. There's a compliance because gold PMMC they don't need tax force because we're a company. A private limited liability company, the only purchase will be a smuggling. But now, Gold Board is giving a whole enforcement and compliance mandate. So all the exit and entry points of Ghana, you deploy tax force, and gold market. You make sure so be a whole trade formalize or license or follow the license conditions so or to good no there is no hoarding, there is no illegal trading, there is no smuggling. Into leakages in so. Na good if fan chaining and say emfa Gold Board in same na kwama no ne na ehon obruni sika United States dollars na so no enka ne no na kakra bi na eba na yenya so mfaso no say ni nyina amra back na dollar no meyen si achi ba ma Ghana cedi na Ghana cedi nya hoden na Ghana cedi nya hoden na dollar ba form a dollar bebu de ope bi akokwanso akofa oil entare aduane obenya bi seed ni ho benya hoden ade bia ye de dollar kofa baso bo no be ne ebe kofom fan wo bo be kofom ka sika bo be kofom inflation be ba from into man for ho be tom. So the Gold Board was supposed to be that anchor for the economic recovery and stabilization agenda of government. Inti adwuma amra na de share yensa ne say yen generate obroni sika foreign exchange e magana buy Ghana mai na one Bank of Ghana so no more good reserves are or more from 2020 from the 1960s yes that's it and we yeshemu kena 2021 no yeme sumni yempeja Ghana gold reserves inko nenimna yenya sika koko abogana atai Ghana sika semechi net and wetimi di ahoto aba omanimo
India no the gold reserve program no na mobetwa eno so
no say betwa so because the law says to support good reserve accumulation by the Bank of Ghana. And the Bank of Ghana started accumulating reserves in the 1960s. It drew baby no a poso kakra 2021 and abinda dano so but the reserve accumulation had already begun from the 1960s. Na Gold Board na year djuma yekua afi yatene say and I'm the Bank of Ghana na djuma nye primarily gold trading no Omeboa Bank of Ghana. Na Bank of Ghana is accumulates more reserves. No, it's not a complementary role, but the role of generating foreign exchange in India, an independent role like Yama.
And no, a gold board.
International say, I was say you do different institutional reforms and restructuring. HR gap analysis. Here you might follow do PMMC. Na here you might no more. Na here you might for Fred Yama gold board. Say you might for na be to me ayana debi. Into departments for Benny here, directories for Benny here, units for Benny here. Now, who are the people to head and man these units and these departments? So, wholly new directories have to be established, like compliance directorates, like a trading departments, like a risk departments, like all these departments were not under
any PMMC.
PMMC. Now, all cross way be my fork crazy. See, good board na be kese. Seed capital abai de man on kwano over 4.5 billion cedis. Ejuma be any Ghana good board, the kind of revolving turnover good board. Because last year kwano who the PMMC in the good board, good Nkwa Toma Bank of Ghana, yes. 132 billion Ghana cedis. There is nothing like that in Ghana. So a huge responsibility.
There is nothing like that in Ghana since there is no other agency of state
handling such funds
on a year.
In a day-to-day basis. Every week you are trading with about 4 to 5 billion cedis a week.
4 to 5 billion cedis a week.
Yes.
Ghana cedis.
Yeah, the amount of cedi or money here dollar. It convert to dollar my.
And you do that through gold.
I was also copy gold. Now we hear who do many na be AC be who export co part of 4 now making sure say YNCC Ghana obro ni sika beba. Sa dollar na first na come on the man CC beba na ba be bo man ni sika semiti. We did all the new departments, all the new directories, the new human resources. We poached a lot of workers, assembled
from other areas.
A very, very solid team. And I'm about for Honda Dano. And I defeat Ejuma say.
It is almost staff strength, mobile 1,000.
No, see, and number 450.
450.
Na PMMC, be 90 something 100. Is and I'm 450. And the bisu can home because Ejuma na kesia na there is a need. To still recruit. It's created a lot of jobs. That is one of the pluses. President Mahama was here, the man of true gold board. And on quite direct jobs. The direct jobs alone will be over 350, 400 still counted.
Other license,
but the indirect jobs, because your license is in 1,000, and your license is maybe your office miensa back on. It be also direct workers and indirect workers. So in the ecosystem, Good board abebo we are creating in the thousands, and we are still going ahead with that. And the institutional reforms were done. We beefed up the HR capacity of the organization. The licensing reforms were rolled out. The market reforms were rolled out. Now they need here power enforcement because what shemra say good board on kwan. You can be a regulator and a player and yejuma mobile trap price smugglers so I feel the akase ubinyo pepa. Their ties are nechi. Now we're making sure to be at the brani yejuma. The on fan yejuma no watching us swam and running in the D. Then I was say a good board tax force. Because the normal law enforcement agencies and they're already overwhelmed by security issues in the country. And yet good board on by Nobi. When was the last time Asempa or discusses will be a committee good related offense? Rare, big news.
The other will be maybe illegal miners.
But in the trading sector, and most of the people trading gold were not even formalized. A license will be a pay. But this time around, you make sure that we to go our license. To get a license, you would have met a strict set of requirements. Operational, governance, legal, and you are subject to a strict code of terms and conditions. Into your the sanity by Nafi, national security. A soldier for the Roma, CDS, Yadanase, IGP, the Roma, Yenya, police, Yenya, soldiers, national security, boy, and your call. Asuchuare, we trained them, they went through, they passed, the president inaugurated. Yes, starting another tax force in about 120. We had to get them the vehicles, we had to get them uniforms, you have to get them weapons, you have to get them all the tools they need, you have to rent houses for them across the country.
Because they have entry points, no?
Exactly. to all the mining towns are you trading so that their presence is felt 24/7 because visibility is a deterrent factor. So and almost so and then the task force is not just those who go on the field. You have to create an intelligence unit that to gather intelligence about smuggling, baby. So the intelligence unit fees the task force, and the task force effects arrest. Then normally I bet the investigation unit. Then the investigation unit in a very him. Normally lawyers not prepared dockets near the Asempa court. And all the enforcement actions we did 2025 is easy good or more.
And also prosecutorial powers.
Yeah, prosecutorial powers not that of the Attorney General. Yes. But one my how do they call
delegated
it? One my fiat.
Okay.
And it me prosecute good related offences. Of course, subject to the supervision. Sure. And a boy and to get all those fiats and get well to employ lawyers, to employ prosecutors who must be trained by senior prosecutors at the AG before you qualify for a fiat and sticking as a man's. Into what we have been able to do now in a short period of time, Obi, Unyamia Yibi. Na ninyina sujina omampenyi mahama mwa wadiamaye na kwanchre any the kind of inspiration he has given us. Ghana for da yemompaya ma papa no. Isanse papa no he is a special person. Baby because omomompe present mama azem no munim. You don't know him, so it's not your fault. Because if you know him, you will love him. I don't know. But you see, and there are many people who don't know him in person, but through his works. But if you get to have a feel of his personality, the way he thinks, the kind of vision he has for Ghana, his modesty, his simplicity, his humility, how down to earth he is, and the very calm, nice way that he will get the job done. Now you cannot but fall in love with him, and that is the kind of leader I am. And on our boy, I may achieve 2025. I finish we no be na fe how na ye beto ye no fe de asate ehu anopu mesibre good na dodo na afa nchen no se se de omampenyi mahama any good board at Roma Ghana form waso eka ho. They say good no from 63 tons in 2024 yenya 104 metric tons
of gold,
small scale gold nkwa artisanal small scale mining. A former good year na ye no nketen and nkwa gold de mai last scale for no if it ABC 2025 and sana president ma kofa gold board abano no mo na mai gold do no I feed ye omunya 100 tons pe Emma
small scale gold overtake
here my Ghana more gold
for be our name ye can 102 104 tons. You can 104 tons. How big is it?
Okay, so 1,000 kilograms of gold make 1 metric ton.
Okay,
it is a mekaze 100 tons. 1,000 kilograms times 100.
Oh,
are you getting me?
Oh,
now 1 kilogram of gold. Yeah, the amount now so mabunze ukita dadeba. And you have 1 kg, 1 kg, 1 kg, 1 kg. Mako sa 1,000, and then 1 ton. That's 1,000, 104, and then 104 metric tons.
Oh, that's a lot of gold.
Leakage is ni bibrewa yete so. Intimi si anon kwan kra beti President Mahama mwenti yetimi edi abafompa. Ena obroni sika no because gold need obetimi nya akoton. They say last scale gold obetimi akoton but broni sika nemma re Ghana amanfo nim. Die kita omen kesepa enye last scale gold or small scale gold.
Dada nyina
na na gold board ma ye nti na yentumi en sheshe small scale ni. And I can defend this anywhere. The small scale sector has always been bigger than large scale, but because it is poorly regularized and coordinated and managed, you know, because still large scale mining company no nya gold do okra no koton gold no wa manonia ne contract a oni aban assign e man ho kwan se obroni sika no ode dodo na aka etena ne kurumu amanone e de toto ne mfidie de tuitua ne shareholders ka kakre bi pe ne ba Ghana. In fact, there is a large scale mining company or what Ghana or the gold kwa man on koton dollar ba kokra emma opa make us $1 ba kokra emma because contract on your buying one a man 100% retention. So you can retain everything 100% of all the proceeds outside and on tomra. Ebi mutimi retain 80%, 70%. It differs. But many will be under retention below 60%. So internet is a dollars FX proceeds are yenye free. Na ya I see a chiba more minus from last scale no form. Of course, they pay royalties and they pay taxes. Small scale phone royalties and taxes. But say about foreign exchange, this is small scale. No, we are getting 100%, and the benefits of those FX inflow are very significant. So, until we were 104 metric tons here, and who Brunisi can go the brain and your profits, but the proceeds, your cotton, you know, Brunisi can yankwano. We have gross weight now, about 10.8 billion United States dollars. It means Ghana
10.8 billion.
Yeah.
From 104
metric tons. Yeah, because not only did the volumes go up, prices so nyaminchadi echo so into the combined effect of higher volumes and higher prices and a mice.
But even before there are those who argue say 10.8 billion US dollars, yes. But yeah, cities are near good dada. Any idea gold boss or Monfanya Jumambrains are FX, no? In really, and yes, can be a free baby ever.
I'm Papa Yasika. Na good board in my no. Now, said the Bank of Ghana will see this.
Yes.
Not dollars, no never. No munyado dose. So, because converting CDs, na gold board in my na Bank of Ghana will see this. And so, answer the $1 no. I told you, I just see a cobobusia. So, yeah, per dollar kick you will see this. But, yent me if I see the new comobia say, $1 because you see the near day or pe gold be. But na gold board in you, na gold be inti me nyakesi mfanko.
In mostly na
gold no never more there.
Cocoa syndicated loan ebeba
$2 billion. Eba ni eni aje $2 billion ebeba o cocoa sika na ebeba. Se cocoa sika na nyaba pe ene wa wo pe dollar bia obenya bi. Eba 3 months na sana fi importers as why shit. Buying per dollars they are settle external obligations neka eka IPPs dia na wo nya bi. Inti I just see a Eurobond market. Ni akobo bosia in dollars.
At high interest.
So to get dollars, you have to create debts. Inti okobo bosia na obetu ensi hu afibia o no wasanso etua kano just to get dollars. Inti IMF, ye ho kire 2022 I say ko IMF na say na ye ko je $3 billion. Sa 3 billion omo de my 3 years me boa. Ye de my tot sope. Now, 1 year per year to be generated 10.8 just from small scale. What the last scale the account is over $21 billion. You didn't see that because higher volumes due to the visionary leadership of John Mahama, or the right policy solution gold board and higher prices
on the world market.
So, and on the CD for the first time, Ghana Bako you saw the CD appreciating by 40%. We've not seen that in many decades. Not even in over 30 years in Hubisada, CD appreciate. CD no $1, ebo pound, ebo euro. Dollar and ebo no 40%. So CD no baby President Mahama say good board am CD na yeden. I brand. And Dr. Atofosana said the same thing. And once and like I agree with Alhaji Bawumia MPP from flag bearer.
Flag bearer.
When in opposition where lecture be was Central University or say the most important
indicator,
economic indicator for a middle income country like Ghana, the exchange rate.
The exchange rate.
Now, when the exchange rate is weak, when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate would
expose you.
If the exchange rate here, but we say we here partner, no as say President Mahama, what me amanenya hodia CD about dollar from 40%.
How would you respond to the argument? In line with your what can you say? Yes. Gold board intervention, a fantastic intervention, real results in terms of forex are ever. But we've used all that money. I wasn't investing in the real sector, no. Bank of Ghana intervening in the market just to keep the cedi stable. In the ensure real benefit be from sa gold price a course through increased volumes I buy. You know. How do you respond to it? Oh, you've not heard that argument? You've not heard that.
Let me explain.
Minority for Nakano on several occasions. Bank of Ghana Sika. Like Ghana Sika.
No. Sikabe. Sa Bank of Ghana they might too good no. Last year is Sikabe. This year is a different arrangement.
Sure, this year is different.
Last year no is Sikabe.
BOG Sika da hono de amamu semo fa.
Omunye Sika no e.
Enya Ghana for ya Sika ya.
Sikabe.
Ah. Enya me no to a
so that's the misconception.
Okay.
And his taxes near the top.
Okay.
So Central Bank, Nejuma pa Bank of Ghana, Juma Mradia man constitution the man so nyane say obemam enyema bo ejina. You find a price stability.
Sure.
No man for one tom. Intim pompon so anyama bo kosoro no. E was so teso no man ejina inflation rate. And on the Central Bank be na Juma edikan. Na so omu betumi amanyema bo ejina dia na e was so making sure say money supply sika dodo ewo economy ni mu no ewo level a ewo se ewo because the sika dodo ewo se ewo economy ni mu no ekofom than it ought to be
yes.
Inflation beba enyema bo be den
ebe kosoro
se sika no so kosoro bebre echen sika dodo ewo se ewo economy ni mu a enyema bo so be kosoro you have more money
chasing fewer goods.
Yes. It is a demand pool inflation. What's the point that I'm trying to say? So central bank be an core work no. So obeto gold on to gold na dwuma no. What am I say?
Yeah.
Into the na central bank be here. Central bank no or bank commercial banks are one more license book room or more dwuma no. Omo jeje deposits if you free amount for. Na bank ni jisika na omudi bia bobo besia so na bank bia sika awoje no ye wo level ye wo part bia a percentage of it I was or they call to Bank of Ghana because Bank of Ghana na ye banker.
Yes.
So there is a certain reserve I was say oku keeping with Bank of Ghana. Na banks no yes anya mani nyina wi a omutimi still omukoso sika no omode bre omo no etimi ba se abroso. So these banks and institutions, the omo yene say, I was almost invest in sika no. Na sika no timi ewo emfaso e de ma wo mo.
Yes.
Enti hefa no mekwa ko invest sika na Bank of Ghana ka say sa abu sika na e wo mo ho no. Mo mfa mbre me. Wo de bre me a mema 10% e wo so. So what does the Bank of Ghana do? Your friend is sterilization. Sa excess money na e wo banks no wo no. Bank of Ghana sika no wa mo interest to control money supply
as a way of mopping up from the system, sika from the system.
Exactly, as a way of ensuring say money supply is at optimum levels. Bank of Ghana na di nti ayete no what the point I'm trying to say the Bank of Ghana yes anya mani nyina nti omo was sika ne da ho okay eno ye baako
yes
and as a Bank of Ghana na nkasa so no this was enka economic activities ewo on mine mu no etimi generate obroni sika commercial bank bia ebenye bi na the customer ba no was we pese me koka nyama bo China me hia $50,000 na wenye bi ama no me kofa oil me hia $100 million na wenye bi ama no what am I say but these economic activities need to be generate enough foreign exchange because why Ghana enyema dodo na ye use no mine mu no ye kokran ye deba so our demand for FX na ye high but dollars na ye generating ye kakra bi because enyema ye cotton na mano ne de giobru ni sika no iswa what you say it was a Bank of Ghana the banks no customers will be call na what be here dollar omo dollar omo angasa wo no enso nti de no mo be omeko Bank of Ghana was ma me dollar nti na Bank of Ghana ka say ne me be ye auction tin you wa wo pe commercial bank a wo se wo pe dollars bia no bra na be de e be a 2 days auction first no mo ye 7-day auctions they do be a sports now what the CDs are Bank of Ghana say me we see the CDC me jeje free me customers we okofa electricals we okofa ntade we okofa si na ma jeje omu nyina so mo pe dollars inti me di amount 3 days time and 7 days time for whole dollar yede and mame at a certain forward rate or spot rate. So dollar na de be mama 10.8 and at 10.9. Na Bank of Ghana no man say auction ni na transparent. The Bank of Ghana ko jiji say cedis ni na free bank or so per dollar mo ko fa dollar no we. No the say sika na oje na bre good board. Nti enya taxes wansem ne yeka. Cedis amount for ekito omo dada omo pay eho dollar from omo banks, but the banks cannot meet that demand no. And no na Bank of Ghana agent through an auction. Na Bank of Ghana they have a very good board. Na good board they are too good. Ni akoton na ye ka dollar ye dia ma Bank of Ghana. Na Bank of Ghana for the dollar na koma omo. No be a ope dollar kudi ni jume bia ye enya. But I was a Bank of Ghana so no. Ono aso sutimi accumulate dollars. Foreign exchange, no, they building the reserves. What am I say? Send the be ya ohia dem. Eda asem kesi BBC no because enya dia watch chama banks nko. Some the entire your free BB reserves is your standby. Yeah. It's your contingency. Eda BBC a e wo say okonya BBC ka. It's Bank of Ghana no. Ono ni sika na banks na dia ma no. E dia ba beto ne nchen. What your interest on no. Bank of Ghana to me first say can be my good boss. If I can't or more auction there no na fako too good. And it's how dollars ne ba and not the Bank of Ghana there because his Bank of Ghana is already paying interest on those monies. And that to be out in the high powered money. It doesn't mean say you printing sika. To say in this literal sense what you has here. So say sika ne dey too good. And so because gold na dey to no. Sika ne dey to good no do so nti yenye sika emfa nya de ya. Sika ye de ye kwan na nya no ne dey too good. Sika ye this is good anya ne dey too good. What you say? Ye sika sidia ehwe dollar akofa nya me no ne dey too good. You are converting into dollars. Into
sika was say finance ministry nya be dey invest in the real sector no. Enya sika ya.
You know they were budgeted one time seed capital for their maye. But yesika baby say last year to gold nko see this 133 billion no. And your taxpayers money near the tosa gold no. A very nice arrangement. Bank of Ghana is saying more per dollars no. Mo fa mo see this mbra. Mo fa invoice bibi abra say ampa dollar no de kwa kofa nyema. Transfer o. Yemfa dollar ni show some cash. Ti be transfer ma oni pa kro no. Ti wo jeje say anyema ni nyina ba na for the cedis na bre Bank of Ghana. O say okay and ma 7 days, ma 3 days, ma me say me do dollar be dem be ma. Rate ni asensan auction competitive.
And you mo tongo na foreign
enti George cedis na. I was say cedis no onya $100.
That's true.
Enti no the cedis na bre gold board.
Okay.
Enti businessmen sika enye say what about and enye free money. What ma me cedi me ma dollar. But we are doing it through gold trading.
Through gold trading.
So,
but
then the Bank of Ghana nankasa so person building reserves. No sika banks they are be invested with him what you interest. Yeah. What's a gold board? Me here auction me nya $200 million. Me the minister say sika ni bia here. You have an umu funds. E di bia ka ho fakotona. It gold board operations no what sika ne kakraka but it doesn't mean say enke sika ye de be ye kwan ye de be si school ne de kwa koye. And this is not,
in other words, enye aban sika bi
yes, and this is not sika obi ubet maka say ye pump dollars into the system amenje wa there. Ye betna konwa so no na Ghana ye reserves so bruni sika ye wogu ho nyina as of December 2024. Na $8.9 billion. So round it up to $9 billion.
Yes.
2025 ko na wie no. A gold board year adwuma ye nyina ma ye the dollar buy from CD appreciative 40% ma Ghana for one term no. Your reserves na free $9 billion. Akọ $14.8 billion. And it's a $9 billion na ye beto ye no. And I know the fire and the pumping good system anymore. I said reserves would have gone down. Why is reserves still going up exponentially? Meaning any reserves na ye beto any yedi ye di bi kra den ka ho, but rather we are able to generate more effects through gold trader gold board unti say ya hye ni ye na gold dodo na na fa nche no.
But Bank of Ghana admission say they intervene in the market with $1 billion a month.
And on a friend intervention, your friend intermediation.
Intermediation
is a Bank of Ghana, a middleman.
Yes.
Ankran per dollar. Major intermediation, I say. It was a Fauci di Breme through auction.
Yes.
With the dollar never mount. Na Bank of Ghana, Eddie Sikana, my gold board. Na gold board, akoto gold. Na gold board, akoto na dollar ba. Na Bank of Ghana, the dollar no. We see the now the buy no. The dollar equivalent, not the amount. In the Bank of Ghana, enko far on one reserves a wabu no gubebi and the abrel and we intervention. But all the who seek see this now what intermediate are converting into dollars, not the what the abrel. You find intermediation that is not pumping dollars into the system. In the amount for to was
by this you are saying, sir, since Aban will take he over, no. BOG intervening in the market.
Oh, of course, I cannot say that I don't work at BOG. But what I can tell you is that the main program they are running is intermediation. I don't have data to show whether at some point
they intervened.
I don't know. Only the Bank of Ghana can speak to that. But I know that what they do on a weekly basis, every time what they are doing is intermediation. And there is a whole policy framework on money IMF and the banks governing this intermediation. IMF AGR to say this is correct. So now over $9 billion. Now, pump it. Do you know the demand on Bank of Ghana? Every week there were weeks. That sometimes the Bank of Ghana, the demand on them is our $400 million, $300 million.
1 week.
$250 million. Now, dollars baby. $dollars baby. If you okay, gold bond on Quincy, they are broke. Yeah, if I said 10.8, if I $10 billion. So that's Sikano. It's gone into the market when I can create into reserves. What am I saying? So that's Sikano. Say yeah, generated through this economic activity of gold trading. And a Bank of Ghana be far reserves no pump. I think it's Ghana, sir. Your reserves and sir, we've whittled it down. So be careful say we are pumping dollars into the years and no correct.
Because of the source of money, BOG Eddie Mamo, Simon Fanto gold, as you've explained. Then it means in that trade, there should not be anything like losses. In the long run, ebe affect or more musikama Bank of Ghana say on Febi Mamo. The whole question around losses, how do you explain that? 214 as the World Bank reported.
Well, yedi can't say gold board. Bank of Ghana sika omode ma yenyina no yebu ho akonta pepepe and yene Bank of Ghana ye reconciliation ya sign into gold board sika nko Bank of Ghana de ma say infanto gold mo 2025 okabo mo over 132 billion no ye de hu gold nyina ye den sika was ye de mo ye de amamo ye ne omo kanti gold board dem work and yeah audited financial statement acha early April, you better publish it
for 2025.
It will be something big is coming. Something
in the audited financial statement.
Yeah. You will be who say Nyame Adam Gold Board. Nyame Yeshraye 2025. Ama Yejuma.
One make profit.
We don't make profit at Gold Board.
It is not a profit.
We call it surplus.
Surplus.
Yeah, there's a little difference between profit making institutions and surplus making institutions. We'll be declaring a surplus na figure na dia menka auditor general ye audit no akakakra ye ntwe no nwie na report no ye buy be publish on our website and on other websites na obia ayede ehu now that doesn't mean when you are trading good you can make a loss.
Okay,
you can say trader. What is the meaning of trade? Trading includes profit and loss.
Absolutely.
So and when you're dealing with a commodity like gold, you can have those. Today you can gain, today you can lose. The here they say, Ejumana woye no be ni ye. Senebeya, the gains will far outweigh any losses at the end of the day. But on say gold board, quite a first year gold trade in 2025 here. Yes. The na Bank of Ghana in the 2026, and then the na Bank of Ghana in the 2025 in a different kakra. Because the Bank of Ghana is not really a trading organization. The law allows them to buy gold and all that, but they are not into trading. Okay. And Bank of Ghana, the entire venture into gold trading, say into gold, no. Na but I be so many so. But I so many so say ye be nya obroni sika dollar
forex.
So no more any swadi hu no enye say ye be to gold. Na ya nyamfaso because obet me nyamfaso, but the main thing is the FX. What the point that Metro and say, so they were not profit driven, they were FX driven.
Yes.
And see, the end bit me a good near dollar. Okay, 2022 now by that's why shit that time no. Yintimi kwan ko bobo sia wa mansan dwa so bia. E company yintimi ntua. Ye pebro nisika ye nya bi. That was the year dollar could do 17 cedis no. The cedi depreciated by over 54%, inflation crossed 50%. So you cannot be seeking profits in gold trade at the time you are seeking FX. Inti die na betimi ama wanya gold no. Inti Bank of Ghana yes omo be market incentives. Inti ka gold and can under normal circumstances I was say a ton discount. Now you making sure that your Kenyan will be absorbed by the discount. Send a ekebia mano. Bank of Ghana toa or ton spot price. Inti just say a man send so boa or cotton gold na ubinyano or the nina ama mine and wa. Na just or the neka plain car mechanism or there's a freight insurance or there's a cano any commission or the bema bias in yinabe kahwa na fee ekebia ba beto echiri. And no an accountant will call it a loss, an economist will call it policy cost. So what am I saying? So that cost comes about because of the policy rationale for sa Jumana na Bank of Ghana you know. Say you can say ye pen fast word and you good na say a boa ye cotton man send just where ye binyano ye TBC as discount near the kakrama minor no. But that time no ye watch ye kwa TBC smuggler at the higher price beba IHM Bank of Ghana the need to good no kwani ensan kan dollar no so enya den emma. Now we dollar drew 17 cedis in your economy. Will you be thinking about that? So that is a rationale. The rationale has never been profit. So there is cost. Obieni will be to me a deny say Bank of Ghana for trading on my and it didn't start in 2025. I think the Bank of Ghana and Ghana published details. Yeah. Oh, Obi, you did the right to information request, and they gave you 2021 a care by, 2022 a care by, 2023 a care by, 2024. But the here say, "Oh, my boss, I cannot." And fast what ben on my near day in so you do cost benefit analysis. Now when we say yeah boka abia this amount of money, but we dollar program you buy ne boy economy no tete nyema so like 2025 $10.8 billion ye ko bo ho bosia to say the na amount for bosia to get the dollars nge hu interest in kwa be bro sa aka na amount for keka say Bank of Ghana ye abono koko Eurobond market na akobo bosia 10 billion aka wunya bimpu ba wunya bia nka wentu akra 8 to 10% obedan ubetua
into the losses so, no if any on the Bank of Ghana side.
Exactly.
Momodi gold number
which is 2025.
Yeah, 2025.
This year, if there is any loss, it's gold bond loss.
Yes, this year.
That is why, because government has now ascertained program because any private person as a trade to make profits. Yeah. But for national economic stability, profit is not the motivation. Your cost be it is our cost I buy Bank of Ghana, Ministry of Finance, Gold Board, you're who's our cost. You're friend baseline program cost. And as our cost, I buy and say, Obe Famudu do see. Bank of Ghana, so Obe Famudu do see. Because our cost in care, as soon fast one, Ebe so, Mohomo, baby, ama economy na ye. Aye. And this is Sana Ejumano, from March 2026. Sana Ejumano,
why would Bank of Ghana befa cost maybe when they are now out of the
because dollars now what they banning no Bank of Ghana no na say Bank of Ghana sa amwa amfa cost no bi na ojai ni nyina gba ban so na ban ntimi na adwuma na nkoso yi na dollar na ma Bank of Ghana no na adwuma ne price stability no obe feel in achieving that core mandate no so that is why your friend burden sharing cost no send was a buying for send was a Bank of Ghana for na gold board so be e was said yes obe say apart from I say a buying I can say ministry being called enkusidan a keepers but they will give you goods and services as expenses you will incur in delivering that capital expenditure project what am I say basically that is what it is
it means in
so gold board was here
say cost no now it will sit on the books of BOG because I more end and as our
because the program is their program was their program. What they say, and PMMC was only an agent. In 2021, PMMC to good my BOG. 2022 PMMC to good my BOG. I think PMMC started 2022, 2023, 2024. Program na ho kan yanka say PMMC ka oti bi da oti PMMC losses
no BOG
yanka say 2023 kan ye PMMC ka yanka say 2024 ka ye PMMC ka nje eden na say mpo Bank of Ghana for care legitimate cost to be in such an important national economic programmer afi do be ka say good board ka because PMMC na no na ya pijama ye ne kese ababe we that was just mischief, and I think all discerning minds,
but the minority is still pushing for a bipartisan inquiry into what may have occasioned the loss.
No, but has there been any loss of 214? Because you see, you must understand that Bank of Ghana or your public entity,
yes,
into Afibia Konewe and Nisika the finance department will prepare all their management accounts. Auditors, external auditors will audit them, and their audited financials will be published, and the audited financial statements will go to Parliament and Public Accounts Committee. That's now so. Ebebe TV so amobi ehubi. Ni ewia Public Accounts Committee report about on the floor. Ama ya ye debate atoswaba. So is some for more cancer are they saying that they don't trust that process of external auditing and Public Accounts Committee? TV so amobi ehuni committee from where right now the audited financial statements have not even been published. Do committee is on enquire audit na as I say. I think they are confused. What you say? So yenyai na systems enye but I don't think Bank of Ghana they have anything to hide. Brano they go to Parliament, they meet mini omwako parliament and you say omo they don't tell you. Talk to Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, my friend, Dr. Gideon Boako, my brother. We've many Bank of Ghana, we've appeared before their committee, the Committee on Economy. More questions they are able to ask. Only one unanswered question. Because then they have more questions they can call Good Board or call Bank of Ghana. They don't have one. About him, politics, especially Sammy Gyamfi Holo, and find out was here the coffee because I position or ye been so that one understand it in that area, but there are no issues and anybody is right.
It will bring me to my next point about
the way forward.
The way forward, into Waka 2026, and from what you said, Cecilia, trading from selling, from buying to more ton aquaman the dollars nabano ni nyina e be gold board adwuma
a gold board adwuma from March
from March from March it be gold board adwuma cca
but the transition has not been completed. Okay, so Bank of Ghana is still in there with the financing, but Gold Board is now responsible for the selling, the buying, everything.
And BBR in the no sika mo de beto Ebefi Finance Ministry na abasisia na. No,
Finance Minister the wama yedri 2025.
Okay.
4.5 billion and no.
Okay. Cedis.
But yamane was a scanisha because good boa kosoro. So 4.5 billion. Me the two good one na watwe na asa. Oh na so wo ton na watwe na wakwa akoton a obenye sika foforo akoto because it's a revolving trade. Auto good 4.5 billion akoton a dollar ne ba na akoto. But the to dey be obeto 4.5 billion. Na ebia ebo na te said na nsin wo yi ba ye ndu koto a utimi boka ntino e was a wotwen kakra. Timing is very important in good trading, and you look at your hedging options available to you in the account. So sometimes it becomes necessary to wait and sana what on good so it means say any good ni go na on ton ya will be here another money to go and buy, and it's a good board you're raising money from off takers in advance.
Okay.
With the first $300 million. Yes,
more pay gold, at the dollars,
advance. No, to Gold Board.
Account.
Yes, but your account in Bank of Ghana. Sure. And we give all the dollars to Bank of Ghana in advance. Sure. The Bank of Ghana my CD.
Okay.
But you say Parliament SA under the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Program, GANRAP. Gold Board dollar bia ye de be abebo me ye mfa ni nyina ma Bank of Ghana. Yentimi ntombi emfanche ni nyina was here the Bank of Ghana. So by 2028 Bank of Ghana benya 15 months of import cover.
No.
Na enam saying no Bank of Ghana so MYN ewo eka yebo in generating foreign exchange. Na Ministry of Finance so nya the MYN. And Parliament say ye Bank of Ghana nya agreement. Na ya agree say ye the dollar bi aba ye beton no teku ye beton no sempoa.
E di ama Bank of Ghana.
E di ama Bank of Ghana. Na Bank of Ghana ma cedis ni yetimi akwakoton biem. So the cost at which we sell forex na Ghana has provided, Parliament has approved, Cabinet has approved that we and the agreement will be signed in the next couple of weeks. And basically that is where we are. It's all part of the transition.
Main funding for the new
main
phase
funding is
from
Gold Board's seed capital,
yes,
plus prepayments from off-takers, complemented as and when necessary by BOGs. Auction na make us more year no. EDG CDs from those who need dollars. Say ekobase ye watch there, ni here more money. You could be BOG, you can give us that. But in that case, and you can hear the amount or the amount because of $1 or the dollar na brand new year. CDs no so answer ye there.
Yes.
What you say? So that is basically that is arrangement.
And now I've also heard say as part of the new way, because this is here no Mwana Machi must start from buying to sell and everything, no? Will the licensing regime also change?
Yeah, the licensing regime will change. Licenses be where you the buy ya fini ya boom kompo akɔhwɛ ya chi. Ya hu say chima toka krawo na dwumadie ne ho. E bi ni self financing aggregators. We are looking at, making some changes there. Tier 1, tier 2, we are trying to do some consolidation.
Okay.
Ekwanya ye faso to good. Ye mo license some to good. No musanso do do na sanso nya sika free or the to good no.
Yes.
But omo na bi omo office etete mia bebre eto. And they are scattered all across Ghana. Until you are not able to monitor the right volumes or more turn the omo declare. Ebi mo the right thing. Do do na so nye. Wato good no 5 kg no wabe declare under declare say wato 1 kg. The aka no or the kusie na bo no kosora wo de aba. When they create scarcity, then they are able to manipulate price to go up. What am I saying?
Yes.
Ebi mu so wa or the license na to good no bi kura wo do sika na to good no. Person min kumunyanti no de akwa India ni na China ni na smuggler bi. So na emfaso e wo sen ke bi di o mine ho no na afanche. So smuggling so it's because the gold trade ecosystem is not centralized. You can sit anywhere. So now we are saying say ukudwomu a intosufo wo madwasu na nkwasefo wo modem fusufo wo madwasu makufo wo madwasu. Yet there is competition. Enyunu badwo no be a customer ba no be anya ne de. Enti yeso ye be say district bia no ye create gold adwasu ahodo.
A gold market, like a gold trading market.
They said you go Tanzania bi wo no. They said ye diamond no say diamond. Untimi nto diamond o Ghana just say wo diamond house.
Oh sir.
Yes, untimi me office wo baby say me wo license untimi ko be office. Ti say wo beje license ye wo go the adwasu no district bi wo abaako, ebi wo amienu, ebi wo amiensa depending on the size.
Na yama space wo ho.
Na wanya office wo, na wote wo. E wo so aggregator wo, sika wo pe bia wo ho. Asoja for ho nta wo bambo nya den enye problem se na be ya gold dwa na amudi no ye ni de akire eno so na go ebe me ye hu district bia gold dodo aye produce ho eno so na be ma sa traceability na ye mmere na ye hu miners a omudi gold break gold board na ye hu se omo ye galamsey fo na omo ye miners papa because any mine bias yo mutete omo be bi na omo to gold no gold ne beba menchen o gold board enye gold board na eto ne directly agent na ye the eto de aba ye de beba no na ya nane no asmelt no 5 kg bar 5 kg bar bia so no e bia gold scrap do do e be 100 if you baby we then we say content of this bar igalam say the woman and say we the woman so traceability becomes easy. You will know your suppliers. If you have formalization programs, you can target them with them and formalize them. Obi agisika so de koto gold abre gold board or the aduane eto be twa so obi ato gold wa under declare or hoard or smuggle eto be twa na aboa yen ama yetumi at the cost of our operations so yetumi a reduce leakages no down ya ye reduction bi be was ye bika na fe emfaso o man nya free mu na kwa na ye de ekosoro. So these are some of the reforms way forward.
I mean with my little bit of knowledge in the gold ecosystem, no, this looks like a game changer of a sort.
Yeah.
But the challenge I foresee is say obia de gold free ebia Peter onya gold wom e de ba market wa maba my dress me shame way my basa me gold ni. How do you know some me galamsey and me galamsey?
Before on say the district gold market is one thing. So you are bringing it to a central place, so we will know you.
Yes.
So the second level is traceability. And say on my catcher has a traceability nearby.
Yes.
I'm a year who good, I year to be a baby free. I'm happy to tell you that this week we are beginning the procurement of the traceability system. Through national competitive tendering. We are publishing it on GANEPS this week. And 3-4 months near we
blockchain technology.
Yes. What you say, so yeah system we are onboard all our buyers onto that system.
Licensed buyers onto the system.
Now onboard all licensed miners. And all participants of government authorized cooperative mining schemes. It is a way a miner. Now we need license. And you will say we could join the cooperative mining. Because cooperative mining, or you name say baby, I will hear you man and sense you. And you name say you man, I will hear no so want to see more. Yet, so coin because why mining here. And you name say cooperative mining was where you to amana, you be catasu, you be serious as you be do bonifeno land reclamation. And it's a way your cooperative mining need. And our license near you be on board good, no the bahwa or to be any problem. You be more worse. You be motivate you more. Training, we will train them to improve the mining practices so that we can get, we can reduce the environmental degradation. Because sometimes some of the licensed people even destroy the environment than the unlicensed. So it's not just about being licensed. That's the first step. But beyond that, the mining methods, the mining practices, are responsible. And this good district market and the traceability system so if you are not into cooperative mining and you don't have a concession, then you'll be in trouble. And gold parliament na parliament ashemra sa good ni emfanya de omo de ba yen reject say empe ana say yen ka say ye beje but
reduced way
ye be turn at a punitive discount and I yen ka say ye be confiscate gold no kra obi mo so confiscate gold now to create an underground smuggling economy and to buy it at a punitive discount or arrest the person. The Gold Board Act today is silent on it. But once you bring the district gold buying market and then you bring the traceability system, we'll be able to do this. Because we are ready to work with you to formalize you for you to be responsible. And if you dig responsibly, you will get better results. What do you say? Sa mining basa ya this since you are your amount for no, it must come to an end. What do you say? Because I come to one end, say we don't say me no be ye gold. But yesterday me kuma se me catch miners no. Gold that you since you dey, gold that you say you acquire dey yempe. And we are going to invest in the fight against illegal mining more than we did in 2025 in 2026. 2025 we gave some pickups to NIMOS, we gave them money. This year we are giving them speedboats because we want them to wage a focused fight on the water bodies so that we can see an improvement there. And you say you preaching ya say amount for chan fans ya chinipa kakrebi, and after we leave there others go no matter we see actually no more say no. So we are buying modern proper it costs a lot of thousands of dollars, but we are going to do that Ghana unity because in sure. And even though we want to bring out the good, we must bring it out responsibly and make sure that we will not kill our children and our children's children because of that. So that is it. Talking about the outlook and on value addition. But I idea that present mama akomaso. Ye say good why you two no mind muno. Yen fan kwa bonon amanone cotton in its raw form. Because I cotton good no in the raw form wa. And who si can home fast one ye kakre be more minor. But say what me search them now the value ni become one okotonwa and who can be bebre mfa so bebo my nimu so no bebre nti e no de ye fiti ase 2025 2026 ya sign refining agreement with the local refinery Gold Coast Refinery. My ho kwan say ye betimi am up to 1,000 kilogram 1 metric ton of gold a week. Ya started with 300 kg and kakra based on their capacity ye be increase ya
na omaye den
within 48 hours normal refine and normally refined gold na yeden amaye normally silver no so aka ho yeden amaye nti ye pese ye de silver na ma jewelers wo Ghana ye wo silver na beka enko Dubai refining charge anka ye betu ama refineries wo Dubai na so ebeka Ghana ama sika na ka the banks will benefit, jobs will be created, the value will be retained.
And you are refining gold in the mamua na ma ye de maton
na ya ton ne ato na ye ton na ye de sika na ba ye ton so a yinya bo papa because gold no ton in the raw form wa e ho discount no so nti wo bo na wunya na nye bo papa but I refine na wo ton wa wunya na bo papa
ada na yen ton 104 metric tons no yen fa ni nyina refine
because capacity na wo ha no iswa and is na President Mahama was say by 2030 ye making sure say mineral resource be anywhere you be figure na akwakoton na manoni in the raw state because CC and the capacity ni no into wa 2030 and you say yes sir ye be ye ho adwuma. Once the visionary leader speaks, you have to obey. And watch re kwanya ya emfaso nti obi enche omanfo beti asem de. The third
other refineries will come.
The third biggest refinery in the world, Sam refinery, is the biggest refinery in the Middle East. Yenu omudi nkita ho akaka krebi na ya sign memorandum of understanding. From there 1 month 2 months commercial agreement and we are going to build a 600-ton capacity refinery. A bit me refining Ghana gold nyina both small scale and large scale.
All the 104
because it's 600 metric tons capacity a year. Into small scale 120, large scale 120. It can now sound so ababe magana yeah hard for local refining. The other African countries are more good in Ghana can bring their gold here to refine and it will boom the boost the local economy. All the refining fees will stay here in our banks. Jobs will be created. Gold now yekotona manonia we suffer a lot of purity losses when it is in its raw form.
Yes.
Normally CC bono. Once you are selling bullion, na will be means you purity no. So this is what is coming in the area of value addition. Now value addition, so we are not just looking at local refining. President Mahama Adiba kweda na kuma sopa fabrication. Gold na ya refining no. Di na ebetumi dia kawa asoma
yen koton ni nyina.
But because
young cotton refined gold
because all the year jewelry ni sika wom chain. So be kwa cotton even as a refined gold bar, bullion bar. What you say? So and also so we say leadership by example. You say investors be boyen. Finance minister say mid-year budget or will consider some tax incentives for local jewelers and fabricators. Na yetimi atiomo kaswa attract investors to come and establish jewelry companies here no mo so ya boa wo mo amomanya gold no metimi dia ye or jewelries no but President Mahama say gold board can lead by example into a subsidiary PMMC jewelry na air practice no mama ya sumua and ya dani nani ya rebranded
because air property will it be fair
oh na ho de no for mama nka sa tizi ya rebranded ya shimuki na ya de over 50
gold board jewelry
ya the 50 million cedis remu a ya sesan ya showrooms ya wo enough stocks and this year we are targeting revenue not profits, revenue of about 130 million Ghana cedis from local sales. Last year we got 66 million from local jewelry ya manufacture ya Ghana this year and your ton man Ghana yes because it's a showrooms you know yes you be bia ka ho problems are na company ni face gold or benya ne sa solve our problems ni the gold tablets aba it is a Ghana ni Ghana, they lead the #1 producer of gold in Africa. You can also own gold as an investment. So I gold tablets in Ghana, Nancy we are Richard or the birthday.
Yeah.
Or 1,000 tablets.
Yeah.
And all the chair Ghana, the share. We encourage a lot more people to do that. So now what we say gold. Ghanaians now can see the benefit of gold. Ghanaians now can invest in gold. We are changing the value addition narrative. And look out for the new refinery now, Urban.
Yeah. But gold jewelry, no, say because Ghanaian fabricators ne adena eye. Say mo ton wo mo showrooms na. Na mo dis kana ma fabricator na say mo tofri o mo ho.
Yeah, adwumayefo. Gold jewelry na. And ya fa adwumayefo ya mo training na we gusu training o mo.
Okay.
And right now we are trying to get some partners to come in so to also inject some capital and some technical expertise. is it jewelry ni bi wa auto a ni Dubai e bi fetch in Dubai de no kra and e mu edurable eche papa o see the bon say anya papa unia opa tuntumi ma me fa nko gold jewelry na kwaje ba ko
tuntumi ni ma go
obi see o say we bi aba na obi aba hwe onsa no we say good boy jewelry
okay yeah fa bi bra na me
there be was better because my papa aba masika ba but that was just on the lighter side. Let us patronize our made in Ghana jewelry. Abrofo no crap made in Ghana jewelry ni chen Ghana for no. A lot of these wives and these tourists, when they come to Ghana, they want to get something made with our gold because here they know we have authentic, gold. And
what we do quality stuff. Jewelry, and I want to ask this question. And Sana Yababe share, Yakan is saying, is it gun wrap? What is it? Gun wrap accelerated?
Oh, I know there's a much chichi.
No. Unse, there is the bit about the fact, sir. Why would BOG, by extension government, decide to sell?
Oh, okay,
reserves
I get it.
And then come round and tell us, one person was saying it will come there, and I pick your thoughts on that. But I'm saying, no, Gold Board Jewelry is a subsidiary of Gold Board. It's a subsidiary of Gold Board. If they decide to sponsor an event, any BBA, is it a decision of Gold Board? And I say your more Gold Board Jewelry decision.
It's a decision of Gold Board Jewelry because Gold Board Jewelry is a limited liability company with a managing director and a board. I'm the board chairman, but the board doesn't run the day-to-day administration, so it is the managing director. But in this specific case, I'm sure you're talking about Women of
Valor event.
That program, I have nothing against the program. Or more a man no more program national or more no more to jewelry ni be my because we are pisca. What's the point I'm trying to say? So if I had the opportunity to market our jewelry to them, I will. And I was happy when I heard that there was some partnership. I have a partnership and say Good Boy Jewelry koma wo musika.
No mo koma mo den.
Because they were not listed as a sponsor. So their logo was put on a flyer as a partner. Look, me who organize the baby event or the Good Board flyer, Good Board logo also. But some of it and we don't go. What the point I'm trying to say? Or it doesn't mean we have given money. Sometimes people just want to promote a brand that they believe in. Yes, your contribution in or mine. Or sometimes when your brand is credible, people think that we can associate with the brand. I was so happy when I saw that partnership because look, you can hate somebody, you can like somebody, you can have issues with people, but jewelry it's not about say me time way me pay way I what am I say and I will me party in me ton jewelry man just a business are you getting me into your showroom see a one crane na ye mame Ghana ba penyi abedi eche Samira Baumia no about showrooms or beto Good Boy Jewelry I beg say we MPP ni ntia man
no
and I so say obebo ye jewelry hu da rua ma ye kra so no so odom ta na chi o dia say open asem odom ta na chi a omo so betime tie no na onu ntimpo o ma ba beto ade ni bi enti publicity there is no negative publicity na me tell say me check it with Good Boy Jewelry they did not contribute one CD to the program. No, that is not even to say so mo yesa anka ye bone but oma masika. The omo ye say
Women of Valor a charity organization promoting
no
free
emma ye program. Obi say Joy FM for so flyer na mo da so bi partner.
Yes.
Joy FM for mo ma musika.
Oh, that say media. And then a true publicity.
But now media house now masika na publicity jewelry company so there just say jewelry company ya fini this occasion mo mu sika o mo de kwa ko mo bi so fan ko ye program. So what they did was that on say Valentine a friend a love month.
Yes.
It has a jewelry company na was some promotions.
Sure.
Na ya stocks or so. Yes, yeah love month. It is a una your program now person baby ye Good Boy Jewelry your partner to get some special discount as part of love month promotions that we can give that to you because at the end of the day ukwa kwetwe dom na aba beto ya ade na ya ma discount.
Yes.
That is a form of partnership. What do you say? So March was the Ghana month and che kwa heritage month
Heritage Park.
Heritage Park. And you say the jewelry company in Eco Park. So come and see Ghana for or with gold and your tools. Gold jewelry. Na bra beto ye jewelry nibi openly. This is what we are doing, and we are giving discounts from 5 to 35%. And he said, and now when I will program, I will be program me nipadom say neba na my special discounts be as partners are near fanya adiwe. I think that is in order. Bonebe ni woman I was say a train managing director in the company no abuoso. So people thought that on the 140 will be a partner. Bufri say wakukura bansi kake CNS yanko program or London. No, there was nothing like that. I've checked the records, and anybody can come and check the records at Gold Board. There is nothing like that. No payment and no credit. But Gold Board Jewelry is doing a great job, and Miss Regana Funyina say, "Enya Sammy Gyamfi company. Me company me buy never PMMC Jewelry, but mamu ye nto aso." Edi kanfo be ye bi yenso ye den ye to aso ye de sika be shim President Mahama opese ye ade bi on dey make one sem later Gold Board Jewelry in the lady, because he wants us to have our own mini gold souk like Dubai has. Dubai o mundi gold back okra ho enso ko he mu gold souk na ko we jewelry ho. So he wants us to create a golden kilometer. On that kilometer stretch of road in the capital city, only gold jewelry and ornaments in the beton wo na oba Ghana na say Ghana na mo gold bebre no monko kire bi baby a yeton gold tablet, yeton gold coins, yeton chain, yeton we amanya sa anyema ni bi. And Gold Board Jewelry is the state vehicle a ye di lead sadia no enti sansem na ba bonten no enye no kre. But we will not receive publicity. We will program now. Bet my mentions once the program is live on radio, the program is live on television. Ubit mama mentions ubit me aka Gold Board Jewelry once a month for your logo no to flyers on a body room publicity in Chile. It is good. It is all helping to market Ghana and more media for no. They say advert in Isikasa. The moon started na mon fad you is a national project. Na mosomom waye kakra because we need Ghanaians to patronize our own made in Ghana jewelry.
Was the anger expressed by Mo party for no legitimate on this alleged sponsorship of women of valor?
No, the information was wrong. Inti say information here wrong. Nipano bubefu based on their wate. Ubiti you know say hey yakwa first sika kesi akoma assume si so on Vancouver landing. Also the venue of the program is an issue. And some of the people leading the program now are people that party people would think say nkofo we oma boy cheaper, so why must you carry money and give to them? So the information was wrong. So the anger was based on wrong information. And for that matter, obi anywhere we don't begrudge them. Abai the omai juma sha won sa was asudie. You have to be accountable. Yes. It's part of the job. Your responsibility is to come and provide accurate information. To say the and just say you could CKB and this is the arrangement. And they are not politicians. Or more target sales personnel, masa. Uncope customers, uncope the oba beton we uton we are what dini. Eduma ye no hono no. Inti yensem. Ti ye best MPP for. Me kai ye Gold Board Jewelry promo no. I was so happy. The MPP social media I saw them sharing, and I saw even Dennis Miracles Abuaje share. I saw Senyo who see Steve Mantia, and I was happy. We want bipartisan support and a nationalistic support for it, because it is a national pride. It is not supposed to be a partisan thing. More in that way, but of course you can understand the politics of it and why somebody will be offended. Let's move on.
We'll deal with some of the issues in the last 1-2 weeks, Abeba. Some of them includes procurement and a contractor Gold Board at the Amasam companies. But before that, you've attempted to explain what may have occasioned the decision. Say, Bank of Ghana ebeton ye gold na ewa reserve nemono ebi. Some have said gold na 8 tons. Aban bi baby peja ko 31 tons. Mo ba ye se mo mfa bi nka ho ade na de order da no mo beton. Na fe mo fa trade another way bi abase o ye se ba be accelerate. I mean, why would anybody do that?
Obi Midas. O question Angasa no. A yare kakrente was yes, yare.
Adentia.
Ko can be said. Obi be bisa say Adena say near good 8 tons. And I buy be the 30 tons into Yemfa being Kaho Adena year ton. Yeah. But MPP.
That has been the minority's point.
Mischievous politicking.
Adentia.
No, just say Yentum Futuru Ghana for any name wa buy Obi Obi. I buy be anywhere what the good Aka Ghana good reserves in 1 year a chain NDC Mahama buy we.
Prove that.
Yes. MPP for Nangasa data no more refer to. So say Ghana by 2021. Now your gold reserves. Now 8 metric tons, yes, a little over 8. Now there's a normal starting gold reserves. Gold reserves never hold that. 8 metric tons, and yes, good the 12. My just 1 metric ton, 1,000 kilograms. So 1,000 kilogram times 8,000 kilogram once them. Now buying, Titia buying a peg or a Bank of Ghana or reserves that. In the normal never started good for reserves. What do you mean? Omo betina ko nyaso mfie nwotwe mebo ana memoa and omode gold reserves ni free 8 metric tons to about 30 mebo.
Yes.
In 8 years no say no omode kan o ma se ye che me ka che me
about 30 that's omode be 22
metric tons.
Sure.
Good. Inti say o be so ye analytical. So 22 metric tons only divided by 8. Ubenyu averagely every year be an omode kan until divided. Say, and you 2.75 metric tons.
Yes.
It is 8 years. What better na so? Now the year in increasing your gold reserves. You know, say what the fee 8 call 30, adding about 22 tons. Was a man to your friend.
Don't you have to consider time almost 30 gold reserve program?
No,
it was in 2022. No, the technical about 3 years.
About 2017. No more day. No matter. No more day. Answer no way. It's the excuse may start say 2022 no over 2017 now we there. Over 2018 now we there. Over 2019 now we there. Say kai hu gold reserve accumulation hu hian ka be starting from year 1. Tie me. One started 2022 now starting into the 22 tons per account in your 8 years. Mahama buying be dear konya 2025 or buy one na year 1 and no started say good reserve no the count year 1, not in the 6th year like you did in 2022 after being in power for more than 5 years. Utie me. And in 1 year the gold reserves the Bank of Ghana the free 30 tons they call 40 tons.
More than 10 tons they count.
10 metric tons. The Bank of Ghana is not saying the 10 metric tons. By October 2025, now you gold, almost 10 metric tons, almost 40. So the notion that NDC for me pay gold down to her, NPP for never pay gold to go her, and NDC for a ton, it's neither here nor there. MPP be 8 tons. 8 years or more the 22 can it could do 30 tons. And this by 1 year per or the 10 account. Now if we are accumulating reserves at 10 metric tons a year, in 8 years near 80 tons. 22 tons and they do year half of gra. So momonko yemfe non tunche. I've almost Bank of Ghana ko ton you good. One why good na Bank of Ghana ko ton the same.
Ghana
and this can here day na Bank of Ghana this can here day. You see obi omo kasa na person unzo mutum futura udi nyanto wase. What has happened is say Omen biano o central bank o hia the federal reserves medical share reserves mo.
Yes.
And yesika central bank ne peto economy na chi. So o hia dem no ana ye hia obroni sika bia e betumi akwakofa na ye de abebo o man no.
But breaking news we in Chem into Ghana motion I call UN or to declare the transatlantic slave trade not as the biggest crime against humanity. The resolution has passed in favor 123 and a voting in favor of the resolution. Omo voting against 3 and omo abstaining 52. in the 123 in favor, 3 against, 52 abstained. What it means is that Ghana's motion to get the UN to declare transatlantic slave trade as the biggest crime against humanity, has passed. What will follow? The issue of reparation, and they say Ombemaye Sika Ediates Aya on Kakra, and not any the next phase. Wow. We'll see what will come.
Ensure and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said, Unyamema Sada Yosono, Osumu. Now, on any foreign minister, on a book you to a black one, Modessa motion you coe. Ghana has not become. Na motion no another na amampenya wodo abenya one for motion yanko United Nations. He's been a champion on this issue of reparations for a very long time.
Yeah, I know.
Even at the last ended UN General Assembly, I was there with him. He had a lot of sideline events
on
that issue. He's very passionate. Also a historian.
Yeah, a history will go on.
A historian. Yes. Yeah. And he's somebody who really understands that. Now, more in his speech, you best stress him on correct.
But was it not work in progress? I will take it over to put this motion before the UN.
I don't have that information, okay. But we still give him the applause and the credit for this huge initiative. Now, Obi,
it now would seem why Bank of Ghana decided
exactly. Yeah. Or reserves. So reserves now one. And yes, a good demo say was some no sabosumu. A sika would yes say Asempa and I say Umuchewa or Bequafadia baby. So what must say? It is our reserves no. MPP4 connect $9 billion approximately. And by the end of 2025.
$1 reserve,
no. Gold can you can reserves are both or dollars or gold and other because the reserves na yesika, but you can keep it in different assets. Okay. So it can be in gold, it can be in dollars, it can be in other things. What the one that major say? So Ninina na 8.9 and the MPP and the NDC by the end of 2025 a 13 point something American was $1 billion. Yeah. But our reserves net down. It be good, and it be your brunisika dollars. What am I saying? Now, on maybe especially middle income countries, Obia wo susu due bi odi ato was a misika ya da as my reserves. Dodo was saying there was a cash dollars damn my account to because Bank of Ghana also hold bankers I will save with them or your investment with them. So yeah. Dodo was saying so there was a misie no go do. So what am I saying? The general practice is that middle income countries they keep 20% of their reserves in gold.
That's the standard.
The general practice. It is not a rule, but that is the general practice. You can Google it more Google can say at AI back actually. That's the general practice. In fact, there are even advanced economies like China, or more or less than 10% of their reserves in gold. Don't want cash. What the point I'm trying to say? But it is believed that reserves need to be gold more, and I'm saying gold because a cash will be invested. We invest here, we will be 4%, 5%. So, but say your gold net, our gold will be cost 10%, 15%. Last year, gold cost more than 50%. So the return. When the reserve is in gold, higher. And that is why somebody will say any our reserves, and then I won't find too good instead of dollar, because dollar will not give you. But the key thing is a gold, Ubruni say, ne buono, volatile. Volatile, che say. And ne buono betimia kosura one day per betimia tiaba from she. And it is a middle income country, it is a Ghana. Or reserves are one no. So as some see a bit 5 months 5.9 months and a bit there is a sikana and our news. Are you getting my point? Nase sikana dodo na ye in gold wa. Se gold born about from share or reserves no so better say bam. Are you getting my point? So Bank of Ghana for a strategic asset allocation analysis sometime 2021-2022. And no say Ghana, middle income country, I buy a reserves is swasano. Usually, I buy when I buy reserves, I do 5.7, 5.9 months. Usually, a reserves here 3 months. Traditional reserves. Yeah, your reserves, I was it, you keep time gold moon, adults were 10%. So the 20% we've been doing in Ukraine, I was so chain what Bank of Ghana's SAA analysis tells them to do. It's analysis and the analysis are they manage risk. So because central bank biano, a woman say what returns on the reserves there, but here and pay safety. So, but by October, November 2025, no. Na Ghana your reserves are no. Emu ohamu chichemu edua 9 mienu 42% enquire gold. Okay, say your reserve $12 billion. Emu 42% your gold. And at the akani sika. And Bank of Ghana for say, hey, ade your kosoro de. But say ma reserves no do e gold no mu no. E kosoro na gold no. Share of the reserves no kwa na ekosoro and that gold price be collapse say boom your reserve ni gina be dwiragu. I get my point. Imagine you have 30 tons of gold, 40 tons of gold. 1 ton of gold is 32,150 ounces. So if you have 40 tons of gold, you have 32,150 times 40. You have 1.286 million ounces. Now gold will also take $1,000. They said then I see a fee 5,000 about 4.5. A call 4,000 put net $1,000 multiplied by 1,000. What will lose over $1.2 billion? Are you getting my point? But gold is volatile and it can happen. Right? People said gold is a safe haven asset. I don't dispute that. They said in times of geopolitical tensions and uncertainty, gold will rise. Yeah. When Trump said or attack Iran, no, everybody or your good be say, hey, because not Greenland and Venezuela ma gold cost from 4,300 to 5,500 an ounce. And then say Iran war be ma gold cost to 6,000 and beyond. So when we say is form, a lot of market analysts never even predicted it. So our risk in Intino and a Bank of Ghana for say as at October, November, na your reserves no 42% ne wo gold no e do so do e risky. Say gold bo so tia your reserve ne be pepa just like that. Obi be say oh ne pepa e be back soro. But e be back soro no reserve ne ketua bi. So when you have to fall on the reserves at the time price has slammed, what do you do? Obi say what nyansa na Bank of Ghana for team. So what then do? You make sure say gold no or reserve no do one you gold one what so kakra. You move it from 42% to bare 20%. Then you don't stop accumulating, you still accumulate. Cost through too much because you are accumulating the reserve based on in dollars and in gold. So the Bank of Ghana and say ye gold na da hono and no cotton convert call dollars and no the dollar no akwa ye investment more interest of 4 to 5%. Now when there was a be kind of tantan say ya cotton gold edi me wo gold but me free say gold now me want a door so dodo enti say gold bo so tia the shock no be the impact will be huge enti my main tell me gold no be so na me fan call dollars obi what you say na me fa dollar ni ko ye investment we na man for say ya cotton gold edi no and almost say ya ton gold no amaye ho akwa bi o say gold no kwa na ya ton ma Ibrahim ne Sammy Gyamfi ya ton gold about Ibrahim ma ne Sammy Gyamfi and na yes sans for fa chira cotton gold no asre sem wetie central bank ya ka say central bank go gold oni be gold ni go
say e wo London mostly
e wo central bank ne banker ho dodo na wo Bank of England
yes
e bi wo City Bank of the United States of America so wa America who nim City Bank na zango for obetimi no ma yakata je ne pro ye gold na ye ton you no say ye ton ma ye ho ye gold no omuni ma make catch Bank of Ghana sold it
wo akosa suspect insider trading obi wo information we no fetch ne beto
we boma
o se abeton ama
we boma propaganda ko radio so boma no akotu sam futuro na gu ne krumfu ani ba ye kwa ye be kwa tene sam ni nyina o ye propagandist no doctor of economics unim say nya no kre the gold was sold to Citibank of the United States of America, and BIS, only BIS, Bank of International Settlements. It's a Swiss bank. How can Bank of Ghana for this bank? Are they dreaming? Do they know what they are talking about? Now listen, exactly, they bought the gold. Dollars, no, and the dollar now acquire investment. They said the whole bank acquire fixed deposit, no, and the Canada air. Why? We are reducing the risk of keeping 42% of our reserves in gold, so that if there is a shock, we will not suffer it. If you say, oh, but there wasn't a gold, but cost turn at that price. Let me tell you this. Me, I trade gold every day. By the end of 2025, now gold that cost through between 50 to 65%. From about 2,700 in 2024 to 4,002, 4,003. Or majority of market analysts predicted that there will be a correction. Say a bona air cost rosano, a beba form and Samson a page bieba of 55 to 6,000, predicted by JP Morgan and Co. The Economic Times and Co. So it was predicted that there will be an imminent correction. And to so be catcher was say gold could do 4-3 no. The predictions were that it will rise to 5.5 or more on our prediction without a correction first. All the predictions was that by the end of 2026 it could hit 5.5 or 6,000. So what you say? So it made sense to say at 4,003 you will sell the gold and realize the gains. What am I saying? It is out to go $3,000. Now gold not do 4,003. Obetombi. Now what you realize what you creamy off the 1,003 profits. Now if gold now air for train or what's answer to 4,3 ni be go. Say boy no cost to do 5,000 you get 700. You still gain. But say at 4,3 1 ton now boy it about 3,000. So I increase there by and you couldn't realize that you've lost it. You have to wait for the price to bounce back before you get the gain. But a middle income country like Ghana with 5.9 months of import cover, you can't do that. Are you getting my point?
No, I wanted to ask a question to support the opinion. If the BOG knew some of the international rate of 20% accumulation in gold there, Juma, when you took over, why did they then accumulate 10 more tons?
No, because
10 more tons will mean, say, we are still hitting over 40% in gold accumulation.
No, because BOG will programmer. They are negotiating with large scale mining companies, the gold board.
Yes.
And they buy 20% of the output of large scale.
Sure.
In the large scale for the gold board, gold never yanka say on toyempe. Obeto. But gold, no. You can keep it as gold or you can change it into dollars. It's the same thing. Are you getting me? So when we say we are building reserves, and you say, yeah, gold, I know. It is both dollars and gold.
Yes.
But at every time, what percentage of that must be gold, what percentage must be dollars? Not even hamame. So the timing argument, I think I've addressed it. That the timing, what timing are you talking about? The predictions were that there will be a correction. So at 4-3, end of year, you are picked. You sell, you realize the gain, and then you continue buying at that 4-3-4-4, so that if there is any increase again, you get the gain. That is how we do trading. On one can say 3,000 and me say she me dem from do 4-3 minton, me transfer beko 5, me transfer beko 6. Now what you want it here? Now just say a tip from boom. Now saying one day go to 11%. One day. Niggas I increase now. You see a finima by any and wiped out in the day. I just what train. What do you have? Yes, at your fee. Now go your 4,300. A cost could do 5,005. So now we'll go. And I 1 ton at 5.5. And as you go because 6,000 to me, do 6,000 I'm a ton. Say 5,000 about 4.5. She said I just would train. That better do 5.5 will be. I get what I'm trying to say. So they are not getting it. Central bank and your profit and loss, no you. The core thing, job, safety. Now, on argument, yes, the crack of Bentel. I mean, I respect this man so much. Now, what's the analysis? And so why will you sell the gold and still go and buy the gold again to build reserves? Ignorance.
ignorance is harsh. He's your senior at the bar.
Let me redraw it because he's my good friend. I will redraw it. Not ignorance. I apologize to him. But very unfair. Very unfair. You see, in some way, you family home because me gold reserves and your gold board na your tone good. I can keep quiet. And sometimes the democrats say, "Oh, how why?" They say, "We your good board as same." But as the serving communications officer of the party, at President Mahama, I am a Mwadema Kosa sector. I have come to know certain things. Okay, na you go buying fee. Na makama no to say we enfam adwuma yeko hunti Bank of Ghana and be defended. I don't think that if I do that, I've been fair to the president and government, and that is why we offer losses. All those issues about Bank of Ghana, but we offer to educate the public. Gold now. Why I didn't almost say to gold for because you Ghana national. Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Program. And you see, you're attaining 15 months of import cover. Did we say we want to attain 15 months of gold reserves?
No, import cover.
So we are building reserves. And today, you see, better ASM gold, 2.45 tons a week. Near cotton the dollars aba. So gold near vanto as good, dollars. Now you are 20 to 30% of large scale gold. But our gold near to Ebedi and say we exercise the discretion about whether to keep it in gold or to keep it in dollars. Now gold now your Thomas City Bank, Bank of International Settlement, you know. And on the essence work to there be a small scale miners say what Ghana and you see this you gold. And a large scale mining companies near this city you gold near the gun wrap. So you don't hear gun rap and say there is policy inconsistency. We've sold gold to somebody and we are still going to buy that gold. No, that gold has been sold to Citibank of the United States and Bank of International Settlements. It's a Swiss bank. We are not buying it back. But whether we sold that gold or not, we will still, gold board will still buy small scale gold. Mebuana. Bank of Ghana will still buy large scale gold. Mebuana. If the price go to 6,000, we will still buy some of the 6,000. If the price go to 7,000, we will still buy that. So what are they saying? So there is nothing like Yakoton Ghana gold. No, you're converting gold into dollars. OBNDC can you invest it. There is nothing like the timing was wrong. There was a predicted market correction. It made sense to sell at that peak of 4.3, realize again because you know what, 4.3 no, only the air could do 5.5. It was very, very inorganic and artificial. Because you saw it one day, Donald Trump say, up a Greenland, NATO for Greenland, no way, oh. Asempa, and a Greenland tension, Greenland, boom,
gold price.
Yet why as a president Mama Venezuela President Maduro
and President Mahama
President Trump Venezuela President Maduro. Yes. Who could have predicted that Venezuela and Greenland will happen and because of those tensions gold will rise? And is this why you want to insult a governor? So we just converted the gold into dollars and it has been invested. The timing argument is a non-starter. Yanto ama kroni be a Citibank and BIS, Bank of International Settlements, and young crab bank. Did you go and read about them? And we are not going to buy that gold back. No. And the normal gold purchase program that Gold Board is doing and Bank of Ghana will accumulate. And when we accumulate, we are not necessarily keeping it as gold. Because the small scale one, the chunk, kept in dollars. And the large scale one, also we exercise the discretion to either convert it into dollars or to keep it in gold based on Bank of Ghana for risk management system on what they run your reserves. Maybe
will be 35 more minutes. We have to deal with procurement and sense seminar. Gold Board, the allegation has been that Mama sole source contracts to politically exposed individuals, some of them at the seat of our nation's presidency. And the name Standogbe Eba up hugely in those procurement and Gold Board. Yebeba responded to that. And you also responded to the fourth estate investigative report. After this short break, the next 30 minutes, we'll deal with those. Now, you're in common baby. Stay with us.
Africa Green Tea, the Deep Pepper Purple. Not Didi Purple.
Enti sa wo to mackerel aye waduane a. Na what Africa Queen mackerel. Na we chewe no mu keke. Na mpankwa.
Syntax Tango. Syntax, if you want quality, this be where you belong. Syntax, very strong. Oh, gonna shout and sing the song. When the sun they hot, Syntax no break. When the rain they fall, still no shake. Builders they choose and plumbers they prove. Any project you they start. Syntax
Sammy Soriano pa, Kale Chaco toothpaste na me de twitwi missing. And mommy confidence, the money nyina.
Se wushia ama na me sifit go so na me srea. Eyo nwa me de Kale Chaco toothpaste. Ene twitwi missing. Oba de ni pa e wo bidi mu no. Ene de aye Kale Chaco toothpaste. E boy sin wo ban e free mowa e boy sin mu tokro. E si ahye ene enumunka. Sure say amani Kale Chaco toothpaste so ni yeti center for.
Me de magic Chaco toothpaste at tubu. Me shina no pa na dwa me kodano. E ma me siye fita. Confidence level kwaso entibi na ma. Da me si 32 ni na guso.
Enkane no ani ama me nim de bidie twitwi yense no asaya bebie mu o bidie wo Kale Chaco toothpaste mu no MSC fita e mana hoden ne sayi nka bia mo wonum yi hwam enunti mo amonom coffee wine any tobacco e kamo seso no abama mo Kale Chaco toothpaste sankofa yenchi
Kale happy smile.
FDA aje ejodi nka to ya to mo.
Bono nsia kwesi na nkrompa emu anopa bia adwoda kwesi fie da aso nyina tie station ba ko tie program ba ko e Asempa FM so the ultimate sports show.
The ultimate sports show.
Bia fago kansie ho e wo fie ani amanone sa obetia timu nchire mu yia. This is the show. Big interview bia story kese bia I had na obeti no sense the biggest sports show in Ghana.
Dr. Ado is our coach. People to all of a sudden talk about the future of a coach that has qualified you to the Mundial. I mean, we are kidding in this country. Ghana for DNF. What goes into our but DNF? There's no player in this Ghana football or sacrificing. In the history of the Black Stars, I don't see any player. When you talk about sacrifices, I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes Nipa doesn't need regret it. You have to just move on with your life.
Mohamuka and I believe Biaswadia to the headquarters of sports.
The ultimate sports show.
Abusha for me dindi obey kwaku Andy Dodora Femi Papa Maestro the Supreme. Me na me di dwumadi ho chiame. Se metina makonya kese enu mu a bia nsem no wo bia. Me ne mabadwafo domasuko kano said ye tie. Eye juada kopim fiada 6 to 9:30 a.m.
Miminde bia 12:30 shamini adorable ladies abra yeka abudiemu nsem on and off the pitch in a feminine way say fruit and attraction a ladies time Asempa 94.7 FM.
Sportsman now we coach dear look sporty suits at show concede better than USA for Enshay. I've always admired one person in football, David Beckham.
Imanu Ajiman Bedu minim so I want to me the butter or attacking will be okay and mouth as a cushion in the pants and a robe is but I said Colombian as a mumpet your master to Chiron in your penny the dance was Kayo, Sammy in the beer, 12:30 a ladies time on Asempa 94.7. It will be sweeter than sweet. Mavis Amano, Femi Fire Lady.
Omo dispose chiache omo chiamodi sene obebisa omo afa sports ho bia omo betenete nanso wan ana yemu telepa enu ne ye behwe e wo de Asempa from community sports quiz ne so Asempa from community sports quiz sene ne di ne kire no community be won kra ha ana abia se e wo sports on semu pa Nala Santa Maria North Kadesh Accra New Town Nima Kaswa Amasamai Ashama South Industrial Area Adako Tommy Pillar 2 Tema Anatashi earlier bang and the ultimate price is that's no some point of beer and you be taste see be me day 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I was some FM show the quiz master Chani Chichi no time keep up on it all crying I have some perfect community sports quiz give us where yes ya conco I have center stand I have strong I have tough white temple agencies choose quality choose white temple the game energy drink feel day energy, block and mixture, Nestle in kind, Kojak Cocoa, and on the original, Pops and Company Limited.
Asempa FM Asempa FM
Kosi senye Bonswa wa mene sempa Debrane mamba Obi
Masomo Asempa 94.7 FM ekosi san dwumede no asoguso awutie no ma yana munyana se matwen yen amayako asan so ababio in 5 minutes it would be 6 p.m. yana lawyer Sammy Gyamfi and a studio our CEO edema the Ghana Gold Board and yana no AD and Komo ba Honorable Linda Obenewa Akwele Oklu or MP for Shayo Sudoku and a Greater Accra Regional Minister, together with the children and family of the late William Desmond Oklu Mubebri Nabekaina, or a former MP for that same constituency, Shayo Sudoku, and Unyan Nyamefre through, a road accident. Very, very, very sad. I remember. Na Unyan Nyamefre no bear 10 years ini. Ain't Bebrina Freno. Joe Willie in the 10th anniversary celebration program of activities. Day 1 Friday 27th March, which is Ochana Echi Vigil Night, Ebekosu Suomo Jama Group at Lower Post Office 6:30 p.m. followed by Card Gala and 9 p.m. Saturday, day 2, 28th March, clean-up exercise with Roman JHS Dodowa, 5:30 a.m. Omuya soccer game because we Dodowa AstroTurf, Old Ganata Park, 11 a.m. Live band night at Shears Pub, 8:30 p.m. Ninyana Saturday. Then on Sunday, anniversary service at Mission of God Church Dodowa, 8:30. Celebration at Roman JHS Park, 2 p.m. and a music fiesta at 8 p.m. All are invited. Anniversary service, no, said a Mission of God Church, Dodowa, 8:30 a.m. And an anniversary celebration, no, venue near Roman JHS Park, Dodowa, 2 p.m. Nina Sunday. Music fiesta, so bekoso ewo Roman JHS Park, 8 p.m. King Professor Ni Odaifio Welenchi III, President Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs, Ebebebi. His Royal Majesty King Taki Teko Chru II, Gamanche Ebebi. The Shai and Osudoku Traditional Councils Nina Eba, government officials, national and constituency party executives of the NDC, party faithfuls, and the general public no are cordially invited. Anniversary clothes are available na Upebia, Fred Jessica and Christy, was 0555 695 959 0555 695 959 Nepe Joe Willie 10th anniversary celebration anniversary cloth ne benanso etwa former MP was Shai Usu Doku, the late William Desmond Oklu ho asem ena ye king. It is Sammy Gyamfi ewa ha ye twan common so Sammy Gold Board said ye wo kan no mu take it is a move from Bibiana PMMC one of Bank of Ghana old building no na was some of my contract we are told say a sole source neko company a stand up there. I mean for everything I'm okay with opposition, why would you do something like that?
Obi me da sepa dedi kan Gold Board yan kasa ena yesi agina yese ye be dimra so na yamma adwuma o man na de ahye yensa no yamma muada ho fan amagana fo nyina ahu de yeah the aboa wo man no na omo wo ho nsembise bi o metimi ayeden ebisa ye isan sempanyin se wotimi fita ti amu anyeden enku nti enye sumasi dwade ne yedi ni gold board to be for the first time when a state-owned enterprise gold border contract biya ye ne company bi be sign no ye publishing or your website
more act ne kase monye sa
yes near dimra no so you many agencies are they are required to do that. They don't.
Okay.
We drafted the law, got it passed, we inserted it there, and we have not only
kept faith.
We have not only stopped at that point. Say emrao, but yeah, the mrane yede juma. Now the year publishing, the publisher chain the mrane requires a young publisher because the told the baby musi we mrane se mon publisher na mo publisher. Na Ghana ha uni momo a emrasio munye bibi nso omonye. And as Emran say publisher, Emran say publish the contract. But why do we publish and publish all the documents of the company? It is because we want the public to be able to scrutinize at the transparency.
Yeah.
Oh, Kenya, and on a de pie, Timmy Kutia Kata Proye. We are the name of Mudahua, and nothing a yes, I know. Because me will position na a buying Dada no ye be na imuna. Na kwa say a sumasi ready, and I'm a bomachi.
Yes.
Intade ne ne o man no mampinya da Roma ama me adwuma na me koye adwuma meka se de me ye bia no wodisie eyeden one day be pie. That is why we are being transparent. Enti sa contract a ka ho asemi any contracts amanfo ka ho asem yakoto pickups
laptops
yakoto laptops ni nyina ye contracts are good board ne publish it on the website
dada
yes
details of the contract
everything enye obi na akoye nhwehwe mu bi ne wakọ hu ade nwanwaso bi dia ba bonten. That is the first point I want to make. The second point I want to make on the specific issue of head office is enye no krea anye so sourcing. Yeah dear, embrem your friend of restrictive tendering. E chere say wo di adwuma, wo pese wo ye adwuma bi ma o man no. Na wo pese companies bi a wo mumu gidi so metumi aye adwuma no, omo mepere. Enti ye pere, there is competition. There is a tender.
Yes.
There is bidding. And among the bidders there is a winner based on a certain criteria what the idea at all for the bid. But ansana betimi use our restricted tendering no. I just call public procurement authority ko approval.
Yes.
No more say adwuma na pese we no e qualify for public procurement for restricted tendering. One of the grounds I will be to me the akwa just IS application aji approval to do restricted tendering is a restricted tendering is a me ma obi amepre ba me ma companies miensa at least to insia aba bepre ba ko ne say ebi adwuma na wo ye no emra e wo say wo ye no e titia e urgent na say wo ka say wo be ma nipa dodo obi a obi bia be prebia the friend the national competitive tendering na the obeshre no e do so kra chen de nka wobenya if you are done that competitive tendering so so what this application e kwa PPA for no mo hwehwe mu se ade ya opese we ye urgent pa na we mama mi se wasemo hwe gold board hwe adwuma ya ma o my Ghana in 2025 na say ye pass gold board law 2nd April like I told you. Institutional reforms are medical new departments, new directorates, new units, new workers from 100, a workforce of 100 by PMMC to over 420, 450. Ufri says, I your friend a Diamond House, I mean, I think it was in the 60s. Ufri says, I dine na air commodity nipa 100 no, nipa 450 bekum, it's my eduma.
No, it's not like
enti what fast adwuma yefo we nyina no omo bebe adwuma na obi agina bonten obi ani ba bi obetena be adwuma be ba just adwuma wo enti se wo se gold board kope office na wo siesie won tem se na be adwuma yefo benya ba bi atena na ye adwuma so a man ne de ahye yensa intentem so a be ba just had na agent and na agent
a agent in a way, yes. But this is the same officer na Bank of Ghana.
So first of all, the agency
is established.
Yes, to get office accommodation for a newly incorporated public corporation.
Yes.
With a critical mandate of generating foreign exchange to save the economy at the time.
Yeah.
What you say? Are you going to be paying all these workers every month when they cannot be productive? Almost all months will be because only baby on Bayajuma. Okay. And it is clear that baby ani yewono enso.
Yes.
Na mepa ebe to me akọ minister was the minister ye pese ekọ hind because kroma your state institutions bebre wo mo hind so ebe to thousands of dollars so nim.
Sure.
But yes on so ye ho adwuma afi na ayate
Asempa
bibi ankakra nti yes Bank of Ghana for head office siwa almost your mum pay biem because a dino apparatus ya say ye be kwa akofanya ye ni yatrem obi reject no and who kromo na Bank of Ghana for chire mu say omama structural engineers aye audits e wo dino ho to assess the integrity of that old head office.
Yes.
Na dino kwa baby bebre krake a danger a dangerous in the meboa omaka say fit for human habitation. That is why omaka so mokwa kwesi omu new head office. Do you remember that?
Yeah, don't come on about.
And I've seen the structural engineering reports.
Test, no?
And obi patch na bra me do be kwa some portions of the building. Ebi wa the ceilings and the columns are coming off. Because that didn't need a team. But Bible say when you mean na ho kwan enye nyina na esefataye ufiti preko pepo si amujaba afi ni aba say ya fe ba ko mienu kra yensonson ye ho kopem say ye ho beso ye ho so a ye bitumi enya baabi papa eye ya nkasa ye dia na ye nkonkotua rent emma ankrankuri bia emma omega na sika nya de enhye ti ye ko Bank of Ghana ho omonfa rent ye enye free me no ka say Bank of Ghana dan ye car ye negotiate per square meter bia no we are negotiating between 70 to 140 Ghana cedis. That is where the negotiation is. So it is rent. Now, building obi timwa. Why not being said building angazano enye dada. Emite the structural integrity test. No more mutimu so ayo madwen say ye tu akọ krofo fro no so. Ye ko paradise. Obi say that building no be ko bu no na emute bia tese. Obi when that project now and renovation in people don't even know. And I am two contractor no crack one interim certificate pen a year we've not even paid him the full amount.
But the total
now I will publish on our website the pictures of the building then and now. You we have to take off all the ceilings, the air conditioning system old. The electrical systems, change everything. The ceilings, the work we have done. The flooring, baby ana nsuo leaky, baby ana ho cracks. Inkonya, all those things, and just small works. You call PPA, the approval we were seeking was for to do the renovation works at 12.6 million cedis. Koreka Ghana no win a contract no. Or win a contract no with a bid of about 11.2 million. It is contract and a crab bed no none boy full chain PPA approval na yenya no.
But what of the other companies are winning no more boys
they didn't win not only because of cost but other issues of eligibility near there. The evaluation report is there. Will be there RTI and our part we can give you the evaluation report of the entity tender committee. Even though I'm the chairman, I did not even participate in any of those meetings. So from evaluation committee to entity tender committee, then the decision was taken. So it is also essential to know, sir, the building was in a deplorable state. We could not have just moved in. And the suitability of the spaces to even our structure, you have to work on it. What the one that so you have to do renovation, and that job is urgent. You have to do restricted tendering, and within a PPA approval and contract the contract sum was more than 1 million cheaper than the approval we got from PPA. So somebody comes out and say, yeah, so sourcing. And you say, yeah, so sourcing, yeah, restricted tendering. I've almost said, so sourcing and restricted tendering. Penny say, boy, so sourcing there is no tender. Nipa back open out selecting out their manner. Restricted tendering there. there is actually competition and tendering among 3 to 6 companies. So what are you talking about? It cannot be the same. Then they change the argument. Almost say, oh, your documents now gold board and casa publish it. Now you who say company no really and correct no. Eda or they ne bid eba no. Sa letter now the forward day in the tender no at the very good board. They dated 1st July or so. Now, however no. How works and housing certificates almost a can second. Internet is the time almost tender buy no. Almost no works and housing certificate are valid.
And also a condition precedent for you submitting your
no, and no correct. Or no common tiasie. Because Ubi Emma your breaches of tender requirements are fundamental within the HR contract.
Yes.
Section 22 of Public Procurement Act as amended. Go and read it. There are certain breaches like Ubi and Far document where it doesn't go to any material. You have to give the person the time. It is a Oman works and housing certificate and macro. You have to give them the time to correct it. It don't necessarily mean that they won't win. And no because your requirements need to be professional, technical, and no wouldn't.
They go to
person you say quantity surveyor with my edumano engineer say na wuni bia wuni no material but say me was certificate na wu na ebi kra makotu esika me the receipt attach enyam you must be given the time to bring it obi no with me disqualify because of that. It is there in the law. Only time it can be read it in natural, but that is another day's talk.
But are you
hold on.
Sammy say other companies now the things that disqualified them, no, now a material,
and the evaluation reports are there.
Even though some of them had a lower cost than
nobody had a lower cost than Koreka. Koreka had the lowest cost. They had the lowest cost, even lower than our cost. And I'm saying that. So number one, so nobody works and housing certificate doesn't invalidate their bid. But in this case, they had, because the bid closed on the 2nd and they brought their tender document, they submitted on the 2nd. And their works and housing certificate is dated on the 2nd. Then work of a letter, there is no received stamp on it. Said letter dated 1st. So it means it was submitted on the 1st. Masa same way what be that. You can write a letter on the 1st, but you can submit it on the 10th. And I remember. So is it right for somebody to say because the letter is dated on the 1st, it was submitted on the 1st? Does this make sense? Where's the logic? And you have people who have been in public office before arguing like this. It's so pathetic. So we have told you, if you look at the evaluation report, you will see that the date of the submission, received procurement unit, everything was on the 2nd. And on the 2nd, they had their valid certificate. Assuming without admitting that they didn't even have it, to not invalidate their bid because it is not material. So, almost a source and yes, source almost so source and restricted tendering and ye pay. Then they have come to works and housing certificates. No money be assured, say they had it and they submitted it with their tender documents. Now the new argument is conflict of interest. I say, you know me, I'm on conflict of interest. I say, now be. I was a now education power. What is conflict of interest? Legal education. Article 284, 1992 Constitution. A situation where the personal interest of a public officer conflicts with the performance of his official duties. It is where your personal interest is conflicting with your official duty, and then you find a conflict of interest. It is a meme Sammy Gyamfi. Make be a company. Na Miami award company a contract the Miami company is conflict of interest because my personal interest or company anymore. And I may also me so official duty be was me perform me ma abino. So if I have a personal interest in the company, there is a conflict. And no crano, it is not banned. The constitution and the law allows me. The law on conflict of interest in Ghana allows me. Say me the contract na me. What say me say me declare
we interest.
Declare me interest. The company with me interest. Women no. Even when there is conflict, if I declare it, that conflict is mitigated. And then if one declare, now the contract in a any friend conflict of interest. And as Mr. Sandogbe, we are deputy chief of staff. Procurement are state-owned enterprises in I want to show us when I want who approval. Now I also want company a bid for contract. Yes. Now I want approval. That is conflict of interest. And I'm a boy. Now Sammy Gyamfi mama me who contract. And I'm Mr. Sandogbe. Procurement are state-owned enterprises, including Gold Body and National. He almost say deputy chief of staff for HR. He is the deputy chief of staff for operations. He is always with the president. According to all logistics, what power, role, official duty, or what a man oversight over procurement? Hold on.
He holds any influencer or that influence.
So what influence does he have over procurement process? Obi, Emrebi Organa say a private company.
Yes.
Now be ye abamu penyi one day o private company no guno na ban and say unti bin kopere aban dwuma bia na Emrebi wo za nyanto bo ase.
Emrebi ni host.
Sandogbe obi ni company da be. Sometime I believe 2017. Everybody knows Sandogbe has been doing construction. Wababem were declared the company as part of his assets, but he has withdrawn from the day-to-day management because that company, Koreka, is not even owned by Stan; it's owned by two companies, Wezo Holdings Limited and another company.
Yeah, but Stan
Wezo Holdings Limited, not understand who interest. And we declare he is not involved in the day-to-day administration.
Flip the coin, assuming this was 2023.
Let me end.
Okay.
There were many MPP people who were doing business in government. What is a conflict of interest? Say a conflict of interest about Kenoforia Ta. You did catch say, oh, you're finance minister. Now what kofa wawa juma yoko data bank. Say wawa appointed as transaction advisor. TME. Say oh kobobo sienti data bank M24. Omo meye book runners na tu omoka.
When declare
when? Chere me baby o declare in all those transactions. Enti Sammy Gyamfi made the contract come me company. Then you equate it to the Kenoforiata and like I said, may display double standards and I'm a hypocrite. Me nye de Kenoforiata ni bi. Me nye de you can say Brian Champon ni bi. If you say Brian Champon, no ye minister and our cause talk hotels bi. MPP for NDC forecast a conflict of interest. You see, compare oranges with oranges and not oranges with apples. The decision to sell those hotels was a cabinet decision. And Brian Champon was a cabinet minister and was sitting in cabinet when that decision was taken. And did not declare his interest in acquiring those hotels. I was saying, Toman and Ovanya work and pay. And you don't hotels and work campaign over a long period of time. And it's a conflict of interest because you can't be a cabinet minister, sit in cabinet, take a decision to sell hotels, and go and bid to buy the same hotels on work and pay basis. Sammy Gyamfi, makaza mekwa koto abanya de bi work and pay. And I made the contract bi amame ho. And Sandogbe, wa the contract amane ho. Contractor here tender won't need to influence any oversight, any control. And a company a year owned by another company owned by him. Aqua tender. In the Brian Champon one, in all the tendering processes, Brian Champon was involved. He was holding meetings. Sandogbe, I went to the procurement office. I went to check because all these things, as CEO, you have departments that handle it. Tell me at this point.
When you
he was not even involved as a person in any of the evaluation meetings or in the process in any way. So where is the conflict of interest?
When you read Article 284, a public officer shall not put himself in a position where his personal interest conflicts.
Yes.
Or is likely.
So show me the likelihood of the conflict.
Of the functions of his
so the functions of the deputy chief of staff, Sandogbe, responsible for operations. Yes. How a restricted tender and the company participating in to renovate a government building, how that will conflict with the performance of his duties as Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations.
You don't see any conflict.
Now, who be aka obi who be antexemra. So also who be so be a Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations. The official functions, no. And the personal interest in a company that has existed for many years going to tender for a government building renovation work. Where is the conflict? Is it the decision maker?
Okay.
So totally false. Now, lastly on this renovation works, say me the me 2 amount for who are the social media, especially being pushed by Ghana Today.
Ghana Today say me no.
Ghana Today like you know. Ghana Today MPP social media comment, especially I will not glorify him, but they know themselves. The MPP fake news merchants when here. I'm not going document be about say. Sammy Gyamfi Akoto TV. Have you seen it? 800 Akoto TV 843,000 cedis. And now Yakoto nkonya bi 1 million boardroom nkonya 1 million. Hey, MPP for yi.
No, omo fa omo website
be ana. Me tena opposition communication officer 2 terms na enough. Babayachi moment of truth NDC 360 ne e call form ne ko yesi masa obi. Opposition no say na de omo ye ni omo bo no trokenza na ye na ka amapa wo. Omo nya research kakra. E kaso opposition nya no say Sammy Gyamfi boy ya chinti no. Na wabamu a ye beteki a revenge inti as document kwa ye nya time on can me abigu ye hu anim ase because me wo ka e ho na me so but at the right time we will come and expose you hwe obi so obi tender for adwuma yes say ye kwa ko renovate Bank of Ghana ya shortlisted 6 companies 3 companies obi ya tender documents ni inti ye be mamo a blank document, a TV, we. Into one hour chere or prizes. That is how a tender is done. So at that stage, contractor no, wako building ni mwana unkumu. Maybe say wako building ni mwana wako unkumu. Unkumu, onim TV dodoa mube yusu. No. Enyeme ni bi wa onim inti obema definite quotation. Enyeme ni bi wa onim inti tender mrana man won say obema provisional what quotation. Into already omo Kenya furniture and equipment, general fixtures. We no they are not even reading it. Allow a provisional sum for boardroom furniture. Say Yakoto furniture 1 million cedis.
Allow a
provisional sum. Allow a provisional sum for office furniture. 500,700. Allow a provisional sum for supply of smart KO-LED 85-inch smart television set and accessories. 843,686. Who read we here? Now I could school. Now it's a brofwa. A Chrese Yakoto TV 843,000. The Chrese say, no. The Chrese say, contract and say, Makoto way, fine, but TV is there. Minim dodoa winhiya na minim ne bo. Enti where a provision, there can be a provision. Just say final, a preliminary, subject to change when I actually begin the works. Enti contractor we know. Or susu say building we me ha. TV say ebe won be 12. Because receptions say won ye conference rooms say won ye be mienu. Board rooms kese ba kon mini board rooms be mienu ka ho. Conference room say CEO office wo enti me hwa omo betumi ahia TVs be say 12 sa 85-inch TV no sa mre no ye to ba ko 70,000 kakra da so enti se mema omo 12 a eye be 840,000 but eye provisional interest makoto enye TV ba ko na 840 no eye dodo am be free say me renovate dan na wi na ma hedan mato. And the contractor ne buy 85 no kwanya no koto e because obuy no with the conference room ne so into my 98 inches. When we say auditorium so on my 98 baby wo wa we say 85 no kra ne so dodo into my 65. baby who says 65 so do wa my 55 enti wo wie na adwuma na we raise certificates based on actual work done. Now auditors are verified. Now consultant I verify say also the TVs do say na buy 10 inches nini price nini ya hwe wa supply ampa ebo na wa kotu no so no ye kodwom ni ye kohwa e correct ansa na ya ma approve as CEO ntuaka na CEO assign check ahead ama ya kutuaka CEO ni director of finance assign check. So you make the payments based on actual work done certified by the project consultants and sometimes even your auditors. So it is not the provisional sum and yedituaka. They should read kakra. And the provisional sum didn't say yekoto TV bako 843. Now our Bank of Ghana now ye trade room nkwa TV senable. Now we dan kakraka we are. Now auto multiple TVs of different sizes are. You will make a provisional sum. Are you getting my point? Yeah. So Yakoto TV 843 ayantro. Number 2, Yakoto furniture boardroom. The Yaka boardroom. The contractor at that stage of tender doesn't even know the number of boardrooms. So in our tender document we say boardroom, but we are the number. What is it? So we have a big conference room, a smaller conference room, the main 30-member boardroom, other mini boardrooms. Contractor na finishing the work he did there in terms of furniture, the claddings, the tables, the chairs, and the money he provided is provisional. So obe bele or the certificate ba no the actual bede ebeba they are certified here. So all the figures they have thrown out. I think we have done justice to this issue. Let's move on.
Way on the Koreka, the
head office. There is no sole sourcing, no conflict of interest, no breaches of the Public Procurement Act. We went to PPA. We justified the use of restricted tendering. We're giving approval. We did the tendering. We've awarded the works. The contractor is delivering it timeously. He is almost finalizing. The certificates will come. Consultants will certify actual work done. Auditors will do their work. Payment will be made, and we will publish everything, including the state of the building as we took it and the state now. And you will see the value of money.
Will it be the same explanation for the laptops?
Oh no, laptop the obi. Emra says okoto ade na ade no nipa ba ko pe ne wo bia ye yesu source.
Yes.
Ya fa directors ejuma. Omo ne omo deputies over 15 of them. Omo be adwuma omo tewo because company ma omo laptop. E was here koto laptop mo be adwuma. Wo na wo yes Sammy Gyamfi how the 4 months and 3 months be competitive tender na dia koto laptop no. Answer na directors na ye adwuma na busu me bi omo GP. Answer me. Answer me because on faithful be a normal CEO. Maybe I also mission come. Maybe I also be a CEO. So if you were in my shoes and you have employed directors drawing salary and the company must give them tools to work, including a laptop. Ubekwa kwa competitive tendering for 3 to 4 months as an auto laptop no. And a laptop na ye kotono. Sa I call the no. At the time, only one company had 15 copies of it in their stocks. All those who had it, no one had 15. Kompu Ghana, all of them we checked at the time, nobody. So the law says, Adiano, open temwa yeniso sourcing. Because a car, if you want to do competitive tendering, a door so chain fast if you do the competitive tendering. Because precious man hours will be wasted by these directors because they don't have a laptop and yet they'll be drawing salaries. A waste of the public purse. Then, Adiana Okakotono so no nipa ba open a war a be at that number. Enti yen twena man for nko krebi mraga na nza ne akoye de. Almost like before I come in, almost laptop 25,000. Laptop even more than 50,000.
Laptop.
The laptop we bought. Yes,
and your laptop a gold board be here from what?
No, but the laptop we bought, the specific
documents.
The laptop we bought, the specifications are listed. Because they're very portable, you can convert it into a tablet, and we want the directors to have that flexibility to work. And ye bona ye toy, 500 cedis cheaper than price I ton of shop. Now, it is a mayor so sourcing. Now, directors nenya had any time, no my ye juma. Now, gold board, ye achieve the $10.8 billion coming into the economy. $1 above from CDA Gina yes anyama we nyina na meye no at a cheaper price enya de papa de menka say in opposition because it ya so sourcing bia na obi abuse di we sikenti no say enemy CEO of Gold Border na me director sepa I should spend 3 months doing competitive tendering to buy laptops for them. Does that make sense?
Yentie voice we
no mami vehicles na sana wa call voices so omonam eno masanso ko post to bibi say yakoto pickups so sourcing all these contracts I directed for the corporate affairs department to publish, so it is to our credit and you be na ko hu bibia obi mesanso be bube wo na wa ya CEO of Gold Board go smuggling eku omen dollars was a banier the boy economy yenya. The economy is a stress. You have been given a job to raise foreign exchange for the economy and bring about recovery and stability. The key ingredient of your work is enforcement. Say man for be dimra so yet na chechi omo smuggle ni nyina. So you need a task force. You have a task force of 120 people. Bosumi bia uti omoka. Jomama inaugurate your president 7th of July. By August omutifie because yenya cars ma omo because national security aye say omo be ma asoja for ne police for ne cars no matima cooperations akọ fight smuggling no omo so muni cars ni bi 1 month tax force nitifie na wo company will sika for koto cars obekwa koye competitive tendering for 3 to 4 months ansa na wa koto cars no na 3 to 4 months ni na gold ni go otwen ho gold no almost smuggle ni go otwen na when we car ye toma for national security operations you're turning competitive tendering. Car and on the operations check criminals. Anybody can put a tracker in it or an explosive in it or anything in it. No, always said national security to cars are more tax force are competitive tendering. So the security consideration of it and the urgency of the cars for tax force operations to fight smuggling will not allow any sensible person to waste 3-4 months to do competitive tendering. You will go and buy. Now the good news in pick up Toyota Hilux 2025. Yetoba kubia 674,000 cedis. Go to Toyota and check. At the time we bought our Toyota Hilux, 674,000 cedis. Now Toyota Hilux na yesay. Ours was cheaper. Check other bobo companies. Swiss check other car sellers. So this issue about almost say make about so people know it. You don't have to play the tape. And people know it. Let me deal with it.
The question is that I want to ask Sammy Gyamfi, the contract that he claimed was awarded to Dr. Bawumia's brother. Was there any conflict of interest in those contracts?
No,
because who raised it as a major corruption issue.
But we didn't say Bawumia the contract and Ninuya into a conflict of interest. Yeah, among kai.
Yeah, but I say sole source into a corruption.
No, Obi, but your team here pa. Because Bawumia don't award the contract, no. Any man Ninuya Kuku board na yeah.
Yes.
So where is the conflict of interest? What we spoke about and say Bawumia Nuya, yeah, man the contracts. Contracts are the money na the money sole source. Ebini Sunyane Airport rehabilitation so sourcing. Cocoa Rose enya baako mienu miensa so sourcing.
Allowed in the law.
Yes, TMA. But no, not in fact all the TMA. But so sourcing na yede man no auditor general akoya hunhwehwemu. And our auditor general say contracts no had been ne bo no.
Yes.
Yede abon mo miensa enya Sammy Gyamfi ne kan. A auditor general of Ghana. And I must say, Bawumia benefited from inflated, sole-sourced, overpriced projects. And I made a press conference. And I made a NDC 360 and I made a bonechi. But why not be NDC Muname Monechi? Why in a day contract be? I'm a sole sourcing. Now, ya audits. Now audit say the contract was inflated.
That's how the audit be.
Me ba to tie me enti twa ba na de aba na maka bia boa. Na manka bia moa wa waka say me hypocrite. But say the unia dance bia. The mere use of sole sourcing does not connote a crime. If due process was followed and approval was given by the PPA and the project meets the requirements of sole sourcing, And then this young candidate, that's how we so source no MPP for the Kaya when they were in opposition first. So sourcing means stealing. And they came and made so sourcing the norm instead of the exception. No, TNA.
The norm.
Auditor General, the performance audits our year on Cocoa Rose, paragraph 61. Na Suleiman Abraham won't ye ma wuti wakotwa me video and on say Sammy Gyamfi can weigh about so sourcing.
NDC 360.
The na make any me press conference. The na make about so sourcing no was not just because the so source yamaba womienua contract. It was because Auditor General established at paragraph 61. Listen. Cocoa Board, I quote the Auditor General. Cocoa Board indicated in its request letters to PPA for approval for single source procurement and restricted tendering that the works on the Cocoa Rose were urgent, that the contractors selected were in proximity to the project locations and had experience in executing similar works. The reasons adduced by Cocoa Board to the Public Procurement Authority for approval for single sourcing and restricted tendering did not meet the requirements of the Public Procurement Act. This is the Auditor General. Cocoa Board indicated in its request to PPA that the works were urgent, but did not indicate the conditions necessitating the urgency. 62. For 8 of the 35 road contracts, which Cocoa Board provided records of start and completion days, we found that all had gone beyond the expected completion days as shown in table 6, showing that it was not urgent. 19 63. According to the PPA manual, okay, let me read the relevant portion because of time. The experience of the contractor for the let me read it 63. According to the PPA manual, the proximity of a contractor to the location of the road project is not a factor for single sourcing or restricted tendering. The experience of the contractor for road works is a requirement for all procurement rules. Not to a choice, so sourcing approval was illegal. That is what the Auditor General is saying. It did not conform with law. And I said, notwithstanding PPA approved all Cocoa Board's request to use single source procurement and restricted tendering. Our analysis showed, TNA, that the cost of works procured using sole sourcing and restricted tendering were more than those procured using national competitive tendering, even though national competitive tendering took more time and resources to evaluate. Conclusion: Cocoa Board did not rigorously analyze its procurement option for value for money, but sought approval from PPA for single sourcing and restricted tendering, procuring contracts that were up to three times more expensive that they could have obtained through competitive tendering. So Suleiman Abraham, oba ye now say, I was saying Kaonobu Kwame Agoja Kwaya Kwai. Now we use competitive tendering, but wakoye ni nyina so sourcing. So sourcing no reasons or the come PPA man the kwanta onko ye so sourcing no. Enye no na mmara no ekire nti wani mmara no so. Oni PPA nyina ti amra no so. Ekwan na okwawe no so no de toto ekwan a ye de competitive tendering aya. Ekwan na odi so sourcing ye no ne bo no ye be twice or thrice as much the price of ekwan a ye de competitive tendering na ye den. Ya. And as Sammy Gyamfi ma be defend Kwame Abuja and was Sammy Gyamfi oye nya atwem ni. Ba oba ya was ye big push project. Na dodo na no ye de so sourcing na ye. And I was in the source in a year. Emrabena Ubiato.
Yeah, but Emra Ubiantomra, but President Mahama Eka said he was not referring to Auditor General's report. But Okase and
they said the word Gyamfi Sammy Gyamfi said, don't copy the Mama. Sammy Gyamfi the night I could have said. Mom was Sammy Gyamfi did not do a blanket condemnation of so sourcing. He premised it on
will not be the norm,
yes,
but the exception. And an analysis of the contract this shows and Minister 44% of major contract is so
now 44% of anything. How can that be the norm? And then in this one. Now, me this 56% may competitive tendering. Now 44% is so sourcing. 44 and also change 56. Obi Asempa na okay. Ministry Kronano, other road projects or mama across the country 400. Nini no the competitive tendering na yeah.
And no your percentage saying of all the road contracts.
No the 44 no is 44% of the major roads. Yes. 139 projects.
Sure.
139 no meeting no PM Express. And on a 44% is so sourcing. 400 na kano road repairs na sa nyama ni na competitive tender no de beka ho a so sourcing no 5% kra. In the year then na present ma some can say so sourcing will be the exception, not the norm. No, Honorable Kwame Abuja Wabuso. I am trainer boso. You see, people. You see, in a country where there is good governance, there arise starvation of scandals. Scandals become scarce. So some civil societies organizations struggle for relevance. And one way here, as I'm so watching and MPP ni people that say. Yako ye road projects be so a problem bi wo ho wo was Bible say wonu ho asem ne de bi bua wo. Say Suleiman Abraham and for first state asem mo de ba ye no omo ma ya dance ye say so say na mfulumbra and so say ni ntino ya overprice the contract na dance ye ni ma wo and lastly ma wo say waye bibi wakofa road bi apegoso Impakan road and I say 164 million and I bind the koye in 2025 na kilometer no per kilometer near be 16 million tisikane do so dodo me pa cho to conclude that a road project is overpriced. You should be talking about some quantity surveying or some audits or some official report of a sort.
That's fine.
You don't look at a road cost 164 divided by 9 kilometers and then you get the cost per kilometer. Road no sasikana enye ni nyina na de kwan yo unim say Federal Roads headquarters HMB odi ni nyina bom na ase ni nyina kilometer per road asenso boache former minister for roads bantema rehabilitation of roads kwan ya wo dada wo se yensie no 10.5 kilometers or the 162.3 million a year. So should we just look at the figure? Divide that by the total kilometers and say the road is inflated. Suleiman Abraham is somebody I personally respect and love. I have his number. We've communicated and we've collaborated on many issues in the past. I have not changed my position on using sole source, abusing sole sourcing, okay, in flagrant disregard for the law, and using that to overprice contracts and fleece the state. I have been consistent. Once now they buy we will do the necessary analysis and don't say anybody is being hypocritical. Until let's compare like with like
hopefully no say Auditor General's report back on the road.
Oh yes. Now the Auditor General says that the roads were overpriced. Ministry say that should not be the case.
Sammy Mamenase. We wish you well.
Me back me freeze and 70 in any down. Bank of Ghana for good, no procurement, head office, cash, everything be down. All right.
Lawyer Sammy Gyamfi Asempa.